button, see what happens. Connecting streaming software to go live. You better work. Hey, it's working.
Yay!
All right.
Hi, Craig. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are currently on board a lightning rail headed towards New Haven. We're about, I think we're about 4.5 hours into our 30-hour journey. You guys were met by Tomas, who posed a bit of a, gave you a bit of a task. He has told you that there's something going on with the train, and you guys spent the first few hours with a little bit of reconnaissance as you move from car to car, looking for any signs of anything out of the ordinary. After a while, it was getting pretty late. Saf and Dove headed back to their compartments. Lob staked himself out in the steerage compartment, while Dalavash checked through the cargo cab. Mother started striking up a conversation with a fellow Warforged, and just as all that was happening, suddenly the train stops very quickly and very unexpectedly.
Do the lightning rails have emergency brakes that the passengers can pull?
No.
Okay, so it had to be the engine or
Correct.
an
Yeah,
external
you would
force.
assume.
Okay.
Yeah. You would assume. A quick peek out your window shows a darkened, just wilderness scene. And as the train comes to a complete stop, and just as Safi stands to head towards the front to maybe see what's going on, a note shoots under the door.
Grab it.
Okay. And you see a note from your good friend, Tomas.
I just watch as she reads it, assuming you read it.
Oh, am I the only like I can see it?
I'm gonna.
Well, you're
I'm
the
gonna
one by
read...
the door, so I assume you grabbed it.
Yeah.
All right.
So did everyone see? Did everyone have it pop on their screen, or was it just me?
Everyone does have it pop on
Okay.
their screen. However, you're the only one that has seen it just yet.
Oh, it's in my handouts. There it is. It didn't pop up for me.
Now,
Okay.
accompanying the note is a larger, like another sheet of paper. As he referenced, and this contains, in his spidery handwriting, a list of notes pertaining to some of the passengers on board. In it, he describes the Grimnell Goblins, who appear to be a husband and wife trading duo. He also mentions a mute tiefling, as well as a rather loquacious warforged who goes by the name of Tome. He also talks about some type of trader who seems to travel around all of Corvair, and who may himself be getting into a bit of trouble. In addition to that, he's made note that there are 3 dragon marked individuals on the train as well. And he ends it with a few notes on some of the other passengers aboard. So as you guys are kind of looking over this information, and I'm assuming that you would share it with Dove,
Yeah, I would hand it to her.
the train has now come to a complete stop, and you start to hear quite a bit of commotion. Now, Mother Dalavash, you guys, Dalavash and like where Lob is, all you really know at this point is that the train has come to a complete stop. Nothing is kind of happening out by you. So I'm going to start from back to front. Dalavash, what are you doing?
I head up and see if I can find my companions.
Okay. All right. I would say go ahead and start moving forth up until you get to the dining car, which would be up here. Mother, anything you're doing as the train comes to a complete stop?
Let's see. So
Now, one thing sorry. Real quick,
If-
one thing you know, Mother, is you do hear quite a bit of commotion.
in this car or other cars?
It actually sounds like it's coming from outside. And looking out the windows, you see lights. It almost looks like kind of like bullseye lanterns, right? As they're swinging back and forth, you're actually seeing like beams of light. You're hearing people talking, shouting, and quite suddenly, you see from the north end of the passenger car a figure step aboard. Not that figure. A man in a top hat in a purple suit steps aboard the train. Immediately behind him, you see a myriad of different figures. And you hear, they just start spreading out into the passenger car. One of them heads all the way back into the previous car, which would be the dining car. Another one heads, you can see as the door is open that there are others getting on into the, the first class cabins. And so far you've seen probably about 6 individuals as they step up. Right about this time, I'm going to say, Dalavash, you make it into the premier seating. Now, back to the northern cabin. What are you two doing, Saf and Dove?
You said I heard a commotion. I'm gonna come
You're-
popping out to see
Yep.
if I can figure out where it's coming from.
Read, and then I'll follow her.
All right. As you guys step out, you see the door open just to the south of you, and you can see into the premier seating cabin, and you see the back of this this figure who's kind of walked, kind of to the halfway point of the cart as he walks with his cane, and you see several people moving about. A stranger approaches you, and he looks at you. He looks down at the list, and he says, "Name."
Who's he?
Come on, I don't have all day. What's your name?
Who's he speaking to exactly?
Dove and Saf.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought he was facing behind us.
No.
I just give an overly elaborate bow, And I say, you may call me the dove.
He looks down at his sheet and he says, "You, what's your name?" And as he nods towards Safi.
I just kind of look at Dove and just like, Saphael.
All passengers to the premier seating.
And
Move
he
along.
looks like he's like works for the train. He doesn't look like some random dude, right?
Doesn't look like it's no one you've recognized, as you travel between cars, and you definitely would have seen, he looks totally unfamiliar, and there's multiple people, and you can see more entering the car, so that you know that these people are coming from outside.
Do they all have similar outfits? Like they're
Yeah, they have just kind of like pea coats and thick, heavy black woolen coats, and they have just real basic clothes on. But several of them are carrying clipboards. A couple of them have cudgels and things like that. You see manacles dangling from the belt of one, and 3 or 4 go towards the next cabin of the car.
But no insignias, nothing that could potentially give away a house.
Nothing you
affiliation?
can see.
Okay.
Right. Nothing you can see. And he turns back to see if you guys are moving. He says, "Come on now, move along. All passengers required."
I just look at Saf and I will shrug and go in that direction.
Okay. So as you guys enter into that central car, you see the man in the cape as he's kind of walking a little bit back and forth. He seems in no hurry, and you see people coming in from both sides of the train, and pretty quickly the premier seating starts to get a little crowded.
This doesn't look like a train stop.
I mean, it's not a holdup. It's too official to be like a bank robbery kind of. It's not the Wild West.
As you come in, there's a few more people that come in behind you. You see what you assume might be, briefly reading the notes, you see a couple of goblins enter the train car, as they all look pretty disgruntled, but they enter in. You see a female goblin, as well as a male.
He's way far away.
And then you see another a half elf following them behind.
We can
and
assume
she
they
seems
were.
to kind of stay next to them.
We can assume they were in the private quarters like we were, because we walked.
Exactly.
The train.
They were coming from. They
the
were
cabin
coming
ahead of us.
from the cabin ahead of you.
Okay.
From there, you also see a rather well-dressed individual who does not at all appear to be enjoying things, and he is quickly followed
He looks like he's played by
a
Tim Curry.
very by a very dour-looking man who is scowling as he walks behind him.
They seem to be together, or just they happen to enter at
Yep.
the same time. Okay.
Yeah, the scowling man is sticking very close to the well-dressed gentleman.
Okay.
And as they enter in and find their seats, there's a few more individuals that kind of get ushered in but it looks like that's about it. Not many more people come from the back where you see the where you saw the dining car. And it looks like quite a few people are being gathered in another section of the train. And as everyone kind of takes a seat, the man in the top coat nods, and he says, "I appreciate your patience. My name is Montrichard Devenu. We are searching for a traitor of Onder. We believe that he is on this train. We will have your full cooperation. Yes?"
Traitor of who?
I think it's a nation, one of the nations, right?
Onder's
It
the
is.
the one we're
region
headed to?
that yeah.
Which is actually where you're headed to.
Yeah.
So you guys are
Tomas was
headed-
talking a lot about it. I'll just sit quietly for now.
You will cooperate with my men and answer any and all questions they ask you. And with that, he nods and kind of just stands with his hands on the pommel of his cane as he kind of gazes over at everyone.
Okay.
And so as you guys are kind of, seated or standing wherever you may be, quite a few of his guys come over and start to ask questions. And a lot of them are asking some of the same questions like they already asked. They're asking names, looking over like clipboards, and then they start asking, you kind of hear some bits and pieces. They start asking about whether or not where their whereabouts were on a certain night. They are also asking about allegiances. Has there ever been any you hear bits and pieces of a group, but you can't make it out, and no one yet has approached you.
Okay. At this point, they come marching through the back quarter with lob and chains.
No. So
Just
on
arresting him on principle.
the
I
back
can see him being
end,
belligerent.
there is a much different scene going on. So just to quickly catch you up, Lob, the train has finally come to a complete stop. And as it did, Dalavash left to go see what was up, while you remained behind in the steerage cabin. Soon after, you see like a group of men boarding the train, coming in from the dining car area and other places, and they start ushering in a lot of the people from the dining car into the steerage compartment. Actually, no, they come into the steerage compartment and they usher everyone into the dining car. So,
So we have two gatherings, one in the dining car and one in the
there's two gatherings,
seating.
one in the premier seating and one in the dining car. But as the guy comes to the dining car or the steerage compartment, you see four men enter, and they're all wearing like these wool coats, like pea coats. Some of them have like a cap. There's nothing necessarily official, but they're telling everyone from steerage that they have to go to the dining car. Come on, all passengers, right now, through here. And there's not too much fuss from the beginning passengers, but they keep moving down the line, ushering people down, and eventually they come to you, Lob, and say, "Oi, didn't you hear? Dining car now!
Under whose authority?
We're here on an official business from the King of Ondar."
Which is where we're going.
Yeah, that's the nation we're headed to.
Are we in Ondar?
Not yet. You are still in Karnath.
Well, I don't think the king has authority in these lands.
He does not rule these lands, but I can assure you we have got all the proper licensing.
Bugger off.
Like I said, he's gonna show up in chains.
He looks at you. "Oh, big man, you think you're gonna take us all?"
How many are there?
So far, there's 4. Another one steps up.
Do it.
He kind of puts his hand on his friend who's getting a little agitated, and he turns to you and he said, my apologies, monsieur. We are merely questioning guests of this train. We are looking for a certain individual." And he kind of looks down at a clipboard and he shakes his head. "I do not believe this concerns you."
Nice tea.
Why didn't you stop the train on the border?
We are very far from the border.
Exactly.
We have reason to believe that enemies of our state are aboard this train. If you would come with us, this will all be over very shortly. Yes?
Fine.
He turns to his companion, his companion is just scowling, and he says, "Please." And he kind of motions for his friend to come on, and he gives a courteous nod to Lob, and then they kind of usher the rest of the people on and into the dining car. As soon as you get there, Lob, you see quite a few more people. There's now about 10 people. It's pretty crowded in here because they've moved everyone from steerage, plus everyone that was already in the dining car. You see some staff in there as well. And they start questioning people. And they're talking pretty quietly, and they seem to mostly just be ignoring you. Okay. So, back in the other cart, same kind of thing, and you guys start to notice something. They're kind of talking to everyone, but they seem to know who they're looking for, and they're only questioning human males, and they spent a little bit of time with the goblins. They're ignoring any females. They're also ignoring the Warforged and things like that. And so they're kind of just looking around. Mont Richard is just kind of supervising, and he comes up. Now, would the 4 of you in this room congregate, or would you kind of stay where you are?
I would try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Assuming it doesn't cause a ruckus and they get all upset that we were trying to move around.
You don't really have any problem. It's a little crowded, and so you kind of have to weave your way through. Are you going to tell your compatriots about the notes and letter?
Oh yeah.
No,
But
not until they're off the plane.
Well,
Not until they're off the train.
I would hope we left them in our room.
No. I just said
You would've let them?
said tell them, not necessarily
Right.
show them.
Yeah, but it'd probably better to wait until they're gone.
kind of like I think Tomas somehow left the train. I think he gave us he gave us some more intel. Yeah,
I think that's
that
who
kind of imagined.
he is who they're looking for.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Mont Richard sees the 4 of you talking, and he walks up to you, and he
I
says,
smile.
where are you headed?
It is. What was it?
Was it New Haven or something like that?
Fairhaven.
Haven? Fairhaven.
And what business do you have in Fairhaven?
Business.
I don't remember now.
12.
It's business. Mostly business. A little pleasure. And I smile.
Are we supposed to tell anyone about what our business is?
I didn't say what it was. Just said we have business.
You are heading there for business, yes?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And who do you work for? On what business? On what authority do you conduct your business?
Now, as far as our actual jobs,
Mhm.
are we like secret police, or is it? You said we're not common knowledge that the 12 even is an organization, right?
No, 12 is definitely an organization. The servitors are not, they're like the Section 7 or whatever, like the Men in Black type,
Right.
thing is. They're not an official station.
But,
So for you guys,
Yeah.
you guys have cover identities. You're not necessarily aligned with the house, but you also have identities that give you the equivalent of a Council of 12 arbiter.
yeah,
which are
that's what
basically
I
the
was curious
judges.
about. Is if we had an ID that basically is a get out of jail free card, like we're on business for the 12, we can't answer you any other questions.
Exactly.
That's-
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought, because that's not the kind of thing we need to hide from people, and it'll get us out of a lot of scrapes.
Mhm.
So I would pull my ID, hand it to him, and say, "It's best you don't question."
He
But-
looks at it.
But we will. I will offer you any help we can assist in this investigation, if it helps speed us on our way.
Okay.
I say that.
Okay. As you do that, he kind of looks at your like documentation. He just kind of seems to be kind of looking it over. And as you do that, a half-elf woman appears and approaches Mont Rashad.
Hello, I'm Marinor de Madani. As you probably know, my house is skilled in detection and investigation. I would love to assist you in your search if you would be so kind as to accept my offer.
He turns and gives the half-elf a long, appraising look. He turns back to Dove and he thrusts the papers back to you.
I will take them graciously, as if he didn't make a rude gesture at me.
I spit on your dragon-marked houses. You will soon have no place in Onder. There is a new king, and you will find that the nation of Onder does not need your meddlesome houses.
As he's talking, I'm literally just roll my eyes.
I just.
Well, then I wish you well.
And he just kind of glares, and at that point it seems like a lot of the searching is done, or they're still kind of talking, and you guys notice that the flamboyantly dressed guy, the what did you say to the young Tim Curry?
Yeah.
He says a word, and the police officer, whatever he's talking to, nods his head, and you see the rather sour-looking gentleman
The one that was
walk past and head towards the back of the cart. He heads into the dining room, and then he's lost. And then on the other side, Lob, you're just kind of waiting. Again, no one's really questioned you or done, really talked to you ever since they moved you in.
No food or drink is stored in the dining car, right?
It's not stored there. However, it looks like there's quite a few people that had interrupted dinner service. Some of the tables are empty, and there's plenty of food and drink just kind of sitting there.
Any alcohol?
Oh yeah.
I'm partaking.
Okay. So as you're sitting there,
You're
just
nasty.
This is why things like COVID happen.
Hey, it sterilizes it.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one.
Don't worry, I'll
So
go
as you're
for you.
sitting there, the door opens and you see that dour-looking individual. He
Inquisitor?
says something. Yeah.
The guy with the top hat, he looks like an inquisitor.
Not the top hat.
No, it was
let me
another
bring
guy
him back.
that we saw.
The guy that was in
earlier.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've
I'll,
seen him,
I'll
yeah.
bring him up. This guy right here.
Yep.
So as you're heading in, you see that guy walk back. At first, he stops to talk to the to one of the guards, right? He says something. The guard turns to not necessarily guards, the police officer or whatever they are, turns to another one, asks a question. He looks up. He kind of looks harassed a little bit because he's talking to one of the passengers, and he just kind of he shakes his head a little bit, and he finally just nods. And you see, Lob, this guy walks straight on back to the steerage cart.
Okay.
All right. Back in the other cabin, it seems like everyone is kind of finishing up, and the Mont Richard had walked away from you guys, but he kind of comes back as they're finishing, and he turns to now the five of you, so including Marinor.
I would have asked Dalavash if Lob was still back in steerage,
He was when I left.
because it's been awfully quiet.
A little
Maybe
too
he
quiet
finally
for
learned
Lob.
to keep his mouth shut.
A little too quiet for Lob, exactly. Now, okay, just quick reference. If a name has the D in apostrophe, that's a house related, like a dragon marked character,
Correct.
right? Okay, so we know,
Not Dragon Mark necessarily, though, just
but
house.
definitely.
It is definitely dragon marked.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You do not get the honorific unless
You have,
Unless
you
you're dragon
are
marked.
dragon marked.
okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And what do we know about the house that she mentioned?
Madani,
Yeah.
they are the House of Detection.
Okay.
They are well known for.
So it makes
very
sense that she would
highly-
offer to help with an investigation because it'd be her kind of a forte.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. They tend to be inquisitors, detectives.
Okay.
Like private detectives. A lot of people hire them as retainers. They have uncanny knacks for detecting danger before. There's actually a saying about it. Their house saying is, you go to House Deneth, who are mercenaries, or House Tharashk, who also have a mercenary company, if you want to fight against danger, but you go to House Madani if you want to know about the danger before it reaches you.
Okay.
She looks
So-
pissed, by the way. She's
Who?
fuming. Marinor.
Or for being shut down.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
comes back up to the 5 of you as his men are starting to file off the train. And he turns to you and he says, "You would do wise to not cause troubles in Fairhaven. We will be watching you, yes?"
I just smile. Just a cold, emotionless smile.
You have
Batman.
nothing to worry about from us.
And
I
with
had
a
no such intention.
final sneer, very quickly you see the first class passenger, the goblins, along with the half elf who is following them, head back. You also see the well-dressed gentleman heading back as well. And then from there, several of the other passengers head back to the dining cart, and the 5 of you are left there.
Should
Kinda
probably
just
go make sure
standing
Lob
around.
didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, I keep glancing back to the back door to see if he comes barreling through, and as soon as they let us free roam, I'm gonna head back there because I am
Aw,
privately
you
worried that
guys
he's
really
freaking
care.
out. Well, you have a reputation.
Yep.
An unsupervised lob is a dangerous lob.
I get things done.
Even a supervised lob can be dangerous.
That's true.
Okay. So you guys are back on the train. I'm not going to move everyone because that's just a lot of work.
That's fine.
But most everyone has gone back. However, Lob, you
Move
are
me to that
now
fine
I'm gonna-
dining car.
Yep, there you go. So you found a seat that was that had some food and drink as you were there. So you're here, and everyone else is just in the next car up here.
Okay.
I'm assuming that there's not a problem or a serious problem because I haven't seen anyone else from the group.
Right.
So I'm just kind of bidding my time, pouring myself drinks from a pitcher, getting a little antsy.
Okay. So Dove, you said you wanted to work your way.
Yeah, I want to head back as soon as it doesn't seem
Okay.
like it's going to cause an issue. If they're gone,
Yep,
I'm
I
gonna
would
head
say
back
that's
there,
fine. Yeah, I would say that's fine.
Yeah. Here I go.
Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead and make your way back.
I see Lob sitting there drinking. I'll just
I'm going
Plop
to
myself down.
suggest to these two that we reconvene at our quarters.
Okay,
I'm gonna start going that
I
way.
can do that.
Have
I will too.
When Dove looks into the dining car, she can tell there is some like you can see him tapping his foot like he's ready to move, but he's trying not to step out of place.
Well, I'll have a seat and grab an empty glass. Take the picture from you
Okay.
if I can get it. Pour a glass.
I wipe one out for her. I take a glass and I wipe it clean on my
Aww.
and I put it down.
I kind of look at it and, why not? And I'll just say, did they give you any trouble?
What is this about?
They're looking for someone.
It's Thomas. I mean, Tom.
It's possible.
I don't trust that guy,
I don't think he's on the train anymore.
Dad. Seems correct.
No, I mean, I think he left before they got here, or while they were poking around. I don't think they took him or anything, but
I hope you're not blindly following what he said.
no.
I mean, he asked us to trust him, and he had all this information on us, but he wasn't willing to share any information on himself. He basically said, I'm going to tell you something that's going to benefit you, and so
Don't ask where I got it.
don't ask where I got it, but we have a mutual thing that we need accomplished, and it's going to benefit you, and I know all about you, but you're not going to know anything about me or who I work for. Just trust me. That bothers me.
It should. Healthy skepticism.
The ale went down
That's
the
what
wrong
you
way.
get.
He starts coughing. I look at the drink. I'm like,
I double down and finish the rest of the tankard.
All right. While
I'll grab a roll.
Dove and Lob are talking, the three of you are still in the premier seating. What are you guys doing?
Going to my room.
And did you have all of them follow you? Or are you having Mother and Galavash follow you?
Yeah, I inferred it at least.
Are mechanical clocks a thing in Eberron?
Be magical clocks.
Yeah. I mean, most of them would probably be magical.
Is there a one in the dining car?
Mm-hmm.
How long have we been stopped?
Not too long. Maybe about a half an hour.
And are
And
there
as you guys,
any guards or anybody in the dining car?
no, everyone has left, and as you guys are like finishing up your conversation, the train actually once again resumes
Oh, good.
its journey.
Well, that wasn't such a delay. We have something to show you back at our quarters, Lob.
Okay.
Don't
I
look at me
followed
like
Dove
that.
back to the.
All right.
They have no look.
All right. Which one should we read in? Yeah.
I mean, we can meet
Okay.
in
Just
ours.
head in
Or...
our regular room, yeah. We'll-
All right. So I would say if you guys are going to meet in your cabin, that you guys could go back and meet. So I'd move all your tokens back to that cabin.
yeah.
One thing you guys note as the train starts moving again, you see the grumpy dude with the cane coming back from like the steerage car
Yo.
and heading back towards the first, the front of the train.
Okay. Just give him a friendly nod. Is everybody back here?
Oh, grumpy dude being the guy who was with Tim Curry.
Yeah,
Okay.
guy in red.
All right, pile in the room.
Yep, pile in.
Once everyone's in, because we all went too fast, I'll just give the note to Mother and then have them read it, and then pass it out as you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'll read it silently. Ah, so you do know what this is about. Curious.
A little. This is about our mission, but I think he was who they were looking for.
Mhm.
So Jamie, feel free to check out the handouts.
Hello.
So under player handouts, they received a note from Tomas. And
Thomas. Fight
and
me.
then if you choose to accept it, the next one is your new mission.
Yeah. Or at least it's a bit of information on the people on the train.
People on the train that we have to figure out who is gonna cause an issue once we get to Fairhaven.
Did I mention I can't read?
Someone
I'm
explain it to
joking.
Lob.
No, I'm joking. I'm
I
joking.
know.
Yeah, give it to Lob last so he can take his time in reading it.
So, now that we're here,
Wait, the danger from on the Fairhaven Express as well.
Yes. That's the information that we have about the
All right,
passengers.
all right. You have the.
You are enchanted.
Inner voice, Lob, inner voice.
Being traveling companions with one of the most renowned.
Alright, we get it. You're killing the joke.
Dow? What does Dow mean?
You are killing the joke.
I think it's hilarious.
It was until you kept going.
so what should we do with this information?
I don't know. Do you trust it?
I don't know. But what we don't really understand or realize, or I guess it's what's confusing me, is we don't know what we're looking for. besides a potential danger. We're not really. We don't really have much to go on at all.
No.
The specific threat type involving this train, so it sounds. So it is not a plot within Fairhaven, it sounds like, but equipment or something on this train.
Did you guys find anything in the storage compartments?
That's all Dalavesh. I never went.
Yeah, I didn't find anything.
So what you would know, Dalavash, is, and this would be, it wouldn't be that you didn't find anything. You would just say there was nothing obvious, right? There was nothing obvious that stood out, and you didn't start breaking into containers.
Right, I didn't invade anyone's personal privacy.
Yep.
I can go back and do that. I have no moral qualms.
I kind of do.
We'd want to know
Well, you
who's.
don't need to know, and you already did. So where are your moral qualms?
My moral qualms are with myself doing it. If someone else wants to, that's up to them.
Staffy. As soon as you offer that,
What? Now the warden has morals? Or no lack of morals? Release me. Release me, I will teach you what true carefree behavior is like.
I'm starting to think that Lob is actually inside of Set.
Wow. You think you're whatever. I think at this point in all of the relationships we've had, they've seen me roll my eyes like without context at all and would infer that someone's talking. So she just like rolls her eyes and shakes her head.
Yeah.
She's like, just shut the fuck up, dude. Like give it a rest. She will laugh a little bit because morals. Well, if they said in the note from Thomas, he says that they're thinking of turning the train into a weapon. What that could mean that we would need to look for, I don't know. But that could be part of it as well.
We could go to the engine and see if there's. I don't know. I mean, if you turn it into a weapon, what do you crash it into the station? Or
Possibly.
Or explosives in the
What?
storage car.
What powers the train?
An elemental, I think. Right?
What if you set it free?
Then doesn't it go haywire? I know we talked about it last time.
part of the problem is you don't know how to set it free.
But what if it does?
But
What if it knows how?
Or
What if the
If
other
someone else
people
knows
who want
how.
to take control of the train or turn the train into a weapon, what if they know how to do it?
it says they've been researching things better left alone. Again, like Lobs
Yeah.
pointed out, we don't know
Yes.
why this guy's helping us out, why he knows so much about us, and we know nothing about him.
Well, he mentioned to me something that I heard when we were in the Mournlands about what I'm assuming his master said to me. He said the same thing. So, what that could mean, I don't know. And this is to imply we haven't talked about what we've heard yet, so I am bringing it up in the conversation.
Right. We all know you have feelings for Tomas.
How much time
Yes,
before the
yes,
train,
that was it.
how much
that
time
was-
before the train arrives at the station where we're headed? Hours and hours
Well-
and hours. Right?
Oh yeah, you have about 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we
we're
know
less.
when this train is expected to be a weapon?
No, we just have
Like
what's in
what
the
its
note.
like what its target is, or
All we
Yeah,
have is what
we don't have
he
much to
left
go
in the
on.
note. If you want, I can go back and see if maybe there are bombs in people's
If only we
whatever,
had bomb sniffing
luggage.
dogs with us.
Well,
can,
it's
but I think that's a little too obvious.
Only
Yeah.
if you get caught.
if they were researching something, it was probably something unusual, and they might prefer to keep it close at hand in their own quarters, assuming they
Right.
are in first
Right, right.
class.
Like shield technology.
Quote unquote.
Right.
I'm starting to
Weird
see a theme.
Mention the voice in the Mornlands, though. Something similar may have happened to
How-
me that he mentioned.
How would Thomas know anything that happened in the Mornlands?
That's what I'm saying. Because he said almost word for word with the voice that wasn't the voice that I always hear. It was different. And he
You guys are too
Tomas. You didn't hear anything?
So we haven't actually talked about that yet.
sheepish. No, actually, I don't remember a voice. Did I get a voice?
I think we all did.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
out of character, you all did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm bringing it up
Alright,
into the
well, Maud
conversation.
has forgotten because he doesn't listen to voices in his head.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I mean, Saf has enough for the rest of us.
Thank you, Lob. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
But what-
Anytime.
I'm trying to say is it was a different voice, and Tomas said almost word for word what they said. So it would be really weird bullshit for him to come up and say something that he would have no idea about.
Right.
Even
We
more
should
with it being
blindly
confusing.
follow whatever he says.
We're not blindly following, but this is all the information we have.
Good.
I mean, we could just not do anything for the next 24 hours and say fuck it and let something bad happen, but
Yeah.
then that
I mean,
will be
we've
on
got-
our conscience for the rest of our
thinking-
lives.
I'm thinking, and I look over to Dalavash
You're thinking, but you don't
And-
use listen to
and
the voice in
Mother.
your head.
and Mother. Dalavash and Mother. I switch between Dalavash and Mother, and I say, I think some of the morals of the group may stop you from doing that.
I'm not stopping anyone from doing anything. I'm just saying I myself am unwilling to do certain things.
You don't want to stop this supposed weapon from being used?
If it's even true. Might be manipulating us to.
You should, before you make a check, you should ask if you could make a check, because if you're preemptively rolling, that kind of already decides your answer.
Who's rolling? Mother! Stop that.
What are you rolling for?
So I was going to say something about the draconic prophecies, and basically, I know little about these draconic prophecies, but my sense is that they are vague from what little I have heard.
That would probably be more of a history check,
Ah,
but I would say, Arcana's fine. I mean, if you, I mean, what you know of the draconic prophecies is that no one really cares about them but dragons. At least no
so-
one you know about.
Yeah, so what I am saying is this figure who invaded our minds, I suppose, and I suspect is dealing with our mutual friend, is obviously one of some power and is dealing with the draconic prophecies, which would not be very specific about what is going on here.
Do you think again?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you think that they're a dragon?
Possible. You beyond dragons have the lifetimes to amass this knowledge, to find it, or the patience to see it through.
Lovingly told in other campaigns, there are good dragons too.
There
So
are,
it
I
could
think
be
here
a
there's like,
good dragon
yeah.
if it was cool.
but I think evil good dragons still manipulate and use people to their advantage, but in good ways.
Right. When you live that long, you stop looking at shorter-lived people as
So you guys would know, being servitors, you guys have a little bit of inside knowledge. You do know that there are other forces, and that's one of the reasons the servitors exist. And there are dragons who maintain agents in Corvair. They have their own.
They're not affiliated with any of the houses. They're kind of their own entity, right?
Right. I mean, most dragons are not even on the continent of Corvair. They're on an entirely different continent.
oh,
And so, you know, they, for the most part, have no interest in the lives of mortals.
Well, as long as it doesn't affect them.
Right. But like most people would just never think about dragons, you guys at least know that in the grand scheme of things, they are a player and do from time to time manipulate the current times.
All right. So we need to get off this macro level of thinking and get down to the micro level of thinking and find if this train is a weapon or not and how it is. And it doesn't matter who made it a weapon.
right,
If it is a weapon, we just need to stop it.
right.
Okay.
The trick
You
is
need
figuring
to-
out how they would make it into a weapon. I don't know enough about.
But please
lightning
refrain
round
from
technology.
burglary.
So,
Ask people first.
what does House Leander do again?
Lyrandar are responsible for the airships. It is called the Mark of the Storm. They deal with wind and lightning. Not only do they pilot the airships, they also pilot the water vessels, like the galleons and elemental, water ships, sea vessels.
Where is Fairhaven again? What like place?
It is in the nation of Ondare.
So it is on
Technically,
and that has the new king.
Yeah, apparently.
And
You know anything
Orion
about that?
is
Mm-mm.
wait, okay. Fuck words. Or there whatever. That's the name. Now. So he is leaning on the side of Lyrandar. The new king is leaning on that side,
So-
which is the airships.
Wait, why do you say that?
Because that's what I have in my notes from last game.
The King of Ondare?
It says new king is leaning towards taking the side of Lyrandar, which would
Yeah.
cause more conflict between the households.
So
And
here's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the Orion and the are the ones that are fighting. So
Yeah. So
Right.
Stormhome up here is the headquarters of House Lyrandar. Orion maintains a large presence in Ondare as well. House Vidalis also. In fact, the previous queen so it'd be the new king's father, was the former head of House Vidalis. And when they wed, he stepped aside and basically excoriated himself. He completely stepped aside from the house, even though he's dragon marked. He cut himself out of the houses. So Ondir has always been partial to Vidalis, but Vidalis is one of it's kind of like Golanda in that they're not a major player. They are responsible for mage-bred horses, mage-bred donkeys, and animals and things like that.
I'm just trying to think if, I guess my thought process is I'm trying to figure out if that house has something to do, not that house, but the people have something to do with
the train.
With the train, because the guy came on and was like, basically, fuck your houses. And that's an internal conflict with the houses, and then we have the external conflict of saying fuck the houses.
We left from Vidikar, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And so you guys are probably about like,
Why can't I
let's see.
But the nation's border is like way far away from here.
Which actually,
you guys are right about here.
I'm not seeing it either. I thought it was me for a second.
Oh God.
This map apparently you can't even ping on because I can't ping it at all. Oh, there we go. Oh, so we're
near Artur.
Yep, you're near Artur.
Okay.
So you were stopped right before.
Are they
We're
even
like
giving jurisdiction? in
not
another
even
nation?
far into this train trip.
Nope.
No. It's weird that they have this large of a presence stopping a train this far from their national border.
That's what I said.
Like way. I mean, yeah, but I figured we were maybe close to it. We are
like Wreck-It Mark.
Yeah, I was like, why the hell are you stopping this train? We're not even in your kingdom.
Yeah. But the other nation must be giving them some kind of permission to maneuver.
Maybe.
They had a big force.
Or they didn't, and they just did it anyway.
How hard is it to stop a lightning rail?
Apparently not that hard.
I guess not.
Put something in front of it. I mean,
yeah.
How did they do train robberies in the Old West?
True. They rode alongside it with their magic horses.
Right.
I knew someone from House Vidalis was on the inside. Speaking of which, I suppose it could just have been the book he found, and he did say that, but it does, given the political situation, seem peculiar that House of Lorandar agent was so interested in the business of House Vidalis.
So keep in mind too, you guys are going to have to decide how far you want to, trust Tomas, if at all.
Right.
Pretty sure that is a character by character situation. Because I don't trust him at all, and I don't think we should listen to what he says.
Okay. What he's provided for you, just to recap, he knows that there's some danger on the train, and so that's what he's relaying to you. And he has also given you as much information as he did. I'm not going to say as he can, right, on some of the passengers.
So you don't believe we should even verify the information?
We should.
That's not what I'm saying. He even tells you to verify it.
I want you to go into this with open eyes.
All right.
No,
so that is my plan.
Blindly follows you what the first sugar tongue has told you. I mean, Dove You should.
Mm-hmm.
You should know better. To know about a shirk tongue.
Mm-hmm. I drift off in thought for a moment. Alright, so looking at the note, we've
Well, I
seen the
suspect
goblins. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It would apply to later interactions with them, not eliminating threats here on this train, but it is a valid concern.
It is.
One possibility is,
I mean, hypothetically or metaphorically, our group could be seen as a weapon.
Mm.
And the train bringing us to Fairhaven could be, again, metaphorically,
The cannon.
stopping whatever is
Firing.
transpiring.
One of these other groups of people could also be a weapon, metaphorically, that we don't know about.
Exactly.
True.
So, yeah.
So
Well, one opportunity that I noticed was I believe some of you may have were in the same car, was certain interaction with a House Madani lady who offered to help with this, what's his name's, investigation
That's
and presumably search for Tomas.
That's true, but I wonder if she's here with those goblins. Because if you look at the note, it says that they have a representative of House Madani with them.
So you did see a half elf, and you would know Madani is only half elf. So you saw a half elf follow the goblins and go back with them.
Oh, so there could be more than one Madani person on the train? I guess that's true.
So perhaps her skills could be useful to avoid the necessity of burglary.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough information to do much more than just take the train ride and see what happens.
Then
Yeah.
We need to find.
Because I don't want to be
we need
knocking
to
on
break
people's
down-
doors to question them when it's not my
Well,
job. Go ahead.
you either accept this responsibility or you don't.
I
If
mean,
you accept it, we're going to have to knock on these doors and question these people.
right, but right now there's no
So-
crime to investigate, so we're just overstepping.
I would like everyone to roll an insight.
Alrighty.
Or ask in the dining car.
I had a D4, just for old time's sake.
Nice. Just for old time's sake,
Looks like I don't need it.
you don't need it.
No.
All right. So I would say, with maybe the exception of Safi, you guys would absolutely. So there's one key thing that you guys would absolutely know. You are on not public transportation. This is completely owned and operated by the Council of 12. Whatever happens to this, if it came out that this thing caused a problem, the only one this would reflect on is the 12 and the houses. This isn't your riverboat that you guys just hitched a ride on. This is owned and operated by House Orion. No one can run these things except Orion.
That,
So it's not like you don't have jurisdiction. You could literally walk into that cabin. And I think I said this last time.
Okay.
You can tell any of these jokers what to do. You can tell them to stop the train. You outrank
okay.
every
I
single
missed
one of
that.
these guys.
Interesting.
So just keep that in mind. That I'm not like I don't want to tell you
I missed that
exactly
before.
what you do,
Right.
but you do have a stake in this if and only if there is actually a danger.
Right, and that's the trick, right? We have no evidence besides somebody that we don't know telling us that there's a danger. So on the one hand, if we just do nothing, and then the train blows up at the station, and they find out that we had been given information and didn't do anything about it, then we're in trouble.
Well, that's assuming you survived the explosion.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, or we get up on everybody's business and don't find any evidence at all, and then get all in trouble for invading people's privacies over nothing. You know, it's a hard.
Since it's like run by the house, do they have? I know we've said this before, so I apologize. Is there like a ticketing system or like an itinerary or something that we could go to the front of the car and ask them for information on the passengers and where they're getting off? Is that something that they keep track of?
Maybe.
I would like to.
Dalavash started heading that way, and the galley told him it's for employees only, and he turned around.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't say anything, right?
Oh.
He didn't say, "Pardon me, here's my card," right?
Yeah, I didn't know that was an option at the time.
If you mentioned it, I think we all missed it.
I think it's just it's a different perspective to have in a D&D game, because when are you ever given a card that says "do what the fuck I want"? So
I do what I want all the time.
okay, Lob, we get it.
Okay,
Jesus.
murder hobo.
Literally.
I don't murder people.
So I would
Just
like
picks fights
to.
They deserve it.
I would like to leave and go to
Yeah,
the
it's not
front
murder, it's
of
justice.
the train
Okay.
and see if I can find out. If talk to someone and say, do you guys keep an itinerary of all of the people on the trains? On the
Okay.
train, where they're getting off, where they came on,
I'll be right
things
back
like
while
that.
she does that.
All right. Well, I already have my numero uno suspect.
And just to give you a heads up, I'm also going to be more specifically looking at people who might be from the
Madani?
my inference is that
Oh.
whatever is going
Oh,
on
I saw
is
that. I saw that.
Saw
I'm
what?
Saw what?
sure that's my suspect number one. And you just put a token in his room.
Well, I said he walked back by. I just hadn't moved his token back.
I know. I'm just playing. I don't even know if that's the guy I'm looking for, but I do have a suspect.
All right. Sorry, Saf. Continue.
thought is what's going on is that the kingdom stopped us to find information from who or whatever. Thomas gave us information about something's going on with the train. My thought is that the kingdom under the new king, the way the dude acted makes me think that the kingdom doesn't want the 12 to be involved in it. So I'm thinking there's someone undercover from the kingdom or something like that that is going to try and use the train to fuel, and like either the train does blow up when we get to Fairview or something like that, and use that to show more distrust in the houses, make the fight, because our original goal is to get to Fairview, and as soon as we get there, we're supposed to communicate with people because of all the fighting that's going on. I think that they're going to spark this situation, if we let the train get to Fairview, is going to spark even more issues within the 12.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the train was just stopped by someone from that kingdom.
That's my point. That's my
And that
point.
They had a negative opinion of the 12.
Are you trying to mansplain to me what I just said?
I just said that. Yeah.
I mean, of course I am. Of course I am.
Well,
I'm using less words. Well, actually,
I'm gonna fucking taking notes and destroy the whole campaign. Like we're gonna let it fucking go. Even if I'm wrong, at least I tried. So anyway, I want to see if there's.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, you're just mansplaining like a
No,
tool.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Anyway,
disagree.
I'm gonna look specifically for people that might be from the kingdom as well, returning things like that.
Okay.
An interesting conjecture, or they could have left something on the train when they, that party that came here.
True. You could send Dove to go look, and then I can go look at people's stuff because that's what I'm better at.
Send Dove. What am I going to look at?
Go see if you can get an itinerary.
Ooh,
You're gonna go look at people.
get a list of all the passengers. I can do that.
There's another thing you guys want to at least keep in mind. You know, I think Safi just kind of brought it up, or maybe it was Chris, Mother, who said, you know, maybe they already got off. You know, there's going to be quite a few stops, right? So as you continue to progress, there's going to be stops. Right now, you're close, very close to what was it? Artur?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, a tour.
There's going to be more stops, and people are going to get off, and people are going to get on. Then any of these notes that Tomas left us aren't as important
So
as we think they are.
one option is to stop the train ourselves until we can get to the bottom of it. But again, then it comes down to if there's nothing to find, we've just stopped a train for nothing.
Yep, and negative publicity.
Right.
Oh, look at these idiots
And that's-
working for the 12.
and that's
they
the-
stopped a train for no reason.
Right, and that's the zero-sum game that is, you know, trying to stop a crime.
But again,
if you
it's
manage
easier
to stop
ask.
it, then it always looks like, oh, you guys wasted our time. Because you never see the outcome that would have happened if you didn't stop it.
Yeah, it's easier to ask for forgiveness. So if we're like, oh, sorry, we thought we heard an offhanded comment and it's our duty to investigate, we can come back from that as opposed to having a fucking train explode when we get to the station and
Right.
not only possibly be dead, but have shit hit the fan when we're not there.
How long do we have before we hit a tour?
You're getting pretty close.
All right.
How long of a stop is it in a tour?
All right, so you're not sure. The staff might be able to tell you that.
Yeah.
Once you hit our tour, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours until Korth. Korth is the capital. Korth is the capital of Karnath.
Yeah.
I think Dove should go speak. Dove and whoever should go see if they can get an itinerary. And that way we can at least know who's coming on, who's going off, more than likely. Because if this is a private train, they should know who is going to be coming on stops. It's not like public transport, anybody can get on. So they should know who's going to be coming off, who's going to be leaving, what they're taking with them.
Well, here's the good news. If the person that we're after that's threatening to make this train into a weapon gets off, then they're no longer a threat, right? So at least we have that going for us.
Unless
Yeah,
they leave something.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah,
Shut
which
up,
is
Mother.
would lead to me going to
You're gonna
this
say, yeah.
place to
Let's-
look and see
Start
what I
digging
can
through
see.
everybody's stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go detect magic in the cabin. Think there's anything in magic in there? Yeah, everything. The whole train. I
Well, I
get
was-
blinded.
Going to say that, maybe it would be overwhelming, but maybe there are
So,
different magic.
Well, you got to understand, detect magic doesn't just like blow you up with magic. When you do detect magic
you
and
can
you're
single
investigating items, you actually can see what they do. You get actual
You
information.
can get like the
Why
scroll of
don't-
magic and stuff like that.
Why don't we approach the crew of the train, explain to them that we are working for the 12, and we are doing an investigation on the train, and not to get in our way.
Could do that. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to head to the front of the train. Who's coming with me?
I'll go, I
I'm
guess.
at least going to get an itinerary. Or not itinerary, a passenger manifest.
I think I will do a kitty.
You're going to do a kitty? He's trying to do it.
Oh my.
Trying to get
Now
rid of the
I
bugs.
will do a power save mode to change my spells.
Ooh. That's 8 hours, though, isn't it?
He only needs an hour.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's to
Really?
change the spells, or is that to completely full long rest?
That's all he needs for a long rest.
Even with magic? Because I know with like elves and stuff like that, even though they can get the benefits of a long rest for 4 hours, they still need 8 hours to change their spells or to learn their spells.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Are you going to take that long? You'll be in Korth by then. Aren't you a cleric? You don't have to change your spells.
He has to change what he's memorized. Clerics have access to every single cleric spell.
Yeah,
Even
Only
though
what they
but you
prepare.
can only have
only
certain ones
what they-
memorized
yeah, They only
prepared.
have a certain number of slots, like 8 plus your wisdom mod plus your proficiency bonus or level or something like that.
Okay. Well,
Well,
you guys.
I am considering that.
Yeah. All right. So who's doing what? We got Dalavash and
Of
Dove heading to the front
Yep.
where the crew are.
Give me a second.
We have
I need to
Saf.
get
Are you
my
heading to
nonchalant
the cargo, or what are you?
There we go.
I'm gonna wait until they come back and see what they have to offer.
I feel bad we're not integrating our guest into our investigations, but I don't feel like it's our characters. Really, it's not
it's
really our
fine.
MO so far.
Didn't you say that she was from a house that does
There's
investigating?
investigation, yeah. But right now we're looking for a reason to need to investigate.
Law doesn't
Like,
know she even exists at this point.
That's
so.
You are
True.
correct.
Well, I did
Um,
point her out.
Yeah, you mentioned it briefly.
And while I may not know specifically what they can do, I probably have the sense that they can. Well, how much would I know? Probably know that they might have magics that could more unobtrusively check things.
Really? If you would know that, maybe you will be the one to approach her. I don't think I would.
No, you would all know exactly. You guys would know exactly what the houses do. That's when I explained.
Right, but I mean,
You know,
would,
what
would-
house
would-
Madani?
we know specifically that that character would know what she could do. Or do you
No,
know, just
I
because the
mean-
house does investigate. Well, I mean, she did say she's like a detective or something. But that's not the direction I'm heading. I'm heading into the engine.
All right. Movie token.
I'm gonna follow them
Okay.
as they go forward in the train, but my intention is not to go with them. I'm gonna control from the start of the crew car
Okay.
all the way back to the low class car, not into the baggage car.
Okay.
But I'm just going to control back and forth from that point to that point, back and forth.
Okay.
Just slowly, like making sure the
Casual
doors
stroll.
that need to be locked are locked, and making sure that the doors that are unlocked are supposed to be unlocked.
He leans in and goes, "Tickets,
People-
please!"
Yeah.
to anybody smaller than him, which is everybody.
Change my mind.
Okay. What are you doing?
Can I go to? Because I saw Dalavash open the door, no problem, in the back of the train, right?
Mhm.
I want to go that way, and I want to go into the storage thing and just see if anything looks like it was moved or messed up or anything like that. Like, obviously, since I didn't see into it before, I wouldn't know, like, if they moved a bag, but if something, like, looked, like, if you throw a blanket, you know you threw a blanket because it looks messed up. I want to head to do that.
Okay. All right, start making your way that way. We'll make it as far as the premier seating. So, Saf, stop in the premier seating. Dalavash, you're heading north with Dove, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are closer. I'm going to do you guys first. As you get there, you peek in past the into the galley. And as soon as you do, the helpers kind of like look startled and look surprised, and they're like looking at you questioningly. And the halfling comes up over here and says, "Excuse me, my dears. This is staff only. What can we do for you?"
Who would I speak to about getting a crew, passenger and cargo manifest?
She kind of just like stares blankly at you. Meantime, the garlic bandolito is furiously chopping up fish and things like that. The two like the assistants on either side of the halfling are kind of just like staring at you, like what? And she says, "Oh dear me, that's not something we make available to guests. I'm so sorry."
Of course not. But would you make it available to someone who represents the Council of 12? And I hand her my badge ID.
She kind of looks at it. Oh dear. You need to speak to the captain.
Of course.
Follow me, please. And so she starts heading this way. And you guys are welcome to follow.
Oh, yes.
And then she makes it in. As you pass, heading into the engine room,
Nice.
you see a couple people sitting down. Looks like they're bunks. Some of the doors are open. You see like bunks on either side.
I make a
and you
deception
see-
check to hide my excitement.
Okay.
Being in the engine room.
Nice. All right. So she comes this way, and she motions, and the captain kind of steps up, and she kind of says, she hands their ID, your ID to her, as the captain kind of turns and looks, and she says, "Sir, these men are here to see you. I'll leave them with you if that's okay."
I looked at it
He
myself.
says-
Men?
Or, sorry. These fine
You're
folk,
good at disguises.
Yeah.
you really are.
Hat of disguise. I
So
could do
she heads back
that. Okay.
to the galley, and the conductor kind of looks over your information, and then he just kind of says, he hands it back and he says, "We are always able to offer assistance to the 12. How can we help you?"
I need a list of the passengers, crew, I say, questioning, looking at Dalvash, and and any equipment you may have loaded onto the train. Hopefully it's nothing. Fairly routine.
Should we stop the train? We are approaching a tour.
How many are you expecting to get on and off at our tour? A tour.
At this point, the co-pilot or the co-conductor has kind of like turned around and they kind of exchange a look, and he says, "At this time of night, we'd be lucky if we stop for just few moments. I do not anticipate many travelers at this night."
Is this the kind of thing where they would require tickets, or can people just get on and then buy their ticket once they get on, kind of thing?
Oh no, passage is at premium, even for steerage.
Okay. So you would.
He kind of
So
he
you would
kind of
know
beams.
how many people you're expecting.
Oh yes, we maintain records.
Okay. Then I need you to do two things for me. Well, one thing really. Don't stop the train. That's fine. But if
Should
anybody
we-
gets on or off, I want a list of who left and who got on. I would post somebody at every exit of the cars.
He kind of looks at you. He says, "I'm sorry, I do not have the staff to do that."
How
And he
many
looks
cars
back
does
at
this
the.
train have?
Quite a few. I
Seven,
think there's what,
eight?
8, counting cargo. He says he turns to the captain and he says something to him quietly, and they both nod, and he says, "Might I suggest that we skip a tour altogether?"
I like that idea.
Like I said, no one will be coming this late. And if they do, well, we will take care of them.
Yeah, your excuse is that you have to make up for lost time from that little incident just a few hours or a few minutes ago.
With that, he actually like nods and he says, "Yes, that was unfortunate. They kept us here. We could not even see to the passengers."
Do they have jurisdiction?
He sighs. "They showed us all of the proper documentation, but there was a representative from Karnath with them."
Okay. Interesting.
I tried to tell them that we had no such persons aboard.
And they didn't take anyone into custody when they left either, did they?
We are seeing more of this along all of our lines.
What did the
There was a
person
time. Oh, sorry.
like? No, I'm not there. I shouldn't say anything.
There was a time when no one dared to stop a train of House Orion.
Well, it seems like the houses are under fire at the moment by the nobility.
This guy kind of turns to you and says, "We have heard there are many terrible things happening in the houses."
Well, I don't know about that, how to deal with that, but right now my concern is making sure that this train makes it to Fairhaven unmolested.
The conductor motions over and he says, he motions to this guy, "Please get the records." And he nods and he heads back. There's a little like area in one of the bunk rooms that has records, and he comes back briefly with a list. Now, staff. As they're heading north, you're heading south. Now, Mother, are you staying or are you going with Safiel?
So I think actually I will seek out that House Madani person investigator.
Okay.
So at least temporarily going with her.
Okay. 1 second, please.
One.
Oh, look at you. What the heck? Hold on.
Holding.
Un momento, por favor. Oh, it helps if you spell the name right.
What are you doing, cat?
Okie dokie. One thing I forgot to do was give Rachel control of her token.
Oh. That makes a difference.
I can move it. Can I?
You will be able to. Oh, you can move it. Oh, I didn't even have to link it. That's cool. As soon as I linked it to the character, she was immediately able to move it. Okay. So you guys are heading down. Excuse me. So as you guys head down, you see the same elf, or half elf, sorry, that Montrechard addressed with the four of you.
I'm gonna keep walking.
You're gonna keep walking?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay.
I assume I know Mother's intent.
Okay.
Whoever can
So-
really know
Oh,
Mother's
yeah.
intent.
Well, I think
That's
Marinor
fair.
would see her and try to stop her.
I will oblige. I will stop. I'm gonna push you a little bit farther just to be like, because there's people right here. We don't want them to hear us talking. So just like one, if you can move your token like one square backwards. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we'll go right there.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit right here for a minute.
Reclining.
Lounging.
Yeah, let's lounge.
There we go. Oh, we have a guest.
Yes, this is Mother. I am Saphael.
Well, hello, I'm Marinor. I'm sorry that horrible ringmaster of a man assaulted you just like he did to me. I'm still furious about it. I just want to knock his stupid hat off of his head.
You would
You
make
are
great
probably.
friends with Lob, but I
I was just thinking the same damn thing.
Speaking of, here he is, apparently.
Excuse me, is
take the
is
train
everything
backwards if
going
I
all
could.
right here?
This would be
Alright,
perfect
cool.
timing.
Everything's cool. All right, passing on.
You were discussing a top hat we were hoping you could knock off.
Who is that? Is everybody on this train rude?
No, that's Lob.
Just him.
Just him in particular, yes.
Well,
I believe
I still
his
can't believe
intentions were.
I still can't believe he turned down my offer. I mean, my skills, I'm on my way to Fairhaven to, I don't know, to be hired out to do this kind of thing. I'm incredible at investigating. Just to be as racist as he was and turn down a gift like that. Well,
Fortunately, not
don't
everyone
know.
sees it as a gift.
Politics is
it's
strange.
true, but you haven't seen anything strange going on in the train, have you? Have you done any investigating?
Yeah. Do you know who he was looking for? He wouldn't even talk to us.
No, I mean, you saw it. He wouldn't even look me in the eye.
No, not yet. We
All I
have.
know is I think something's horrible is going to happen. I have the sense that there's extreme danger on this train, but I don't know where or who it's coming from. There's so many different people here that I find suspicious. It's hard to, narrow my focus.
Do you? How do I ask your class without asking your class? Have you done any investigating?
Not too much. Not since that man came onto the train. That kind of threw me for a loop. In fact, I've been thinking just let the whole train, whatever bad thing is gonna happen, just hope he gets back on and let it happen.
Whoa.
You know, I can't fault you for that.
Wow.
I feel it in my soul.
I think I'm in love.
Aw. You are awful.
Again.
Leave her alone.
But if you were to do some investigating, I wouldn't mind lending you a hand. I could be persuaded.
Well, funny you should say that. That is our intent by chance. Please don't be alarmed, but how much should I say? Let
Are
me
you
just
We
asking?
can use your assistance in searching through the back. We have authority on the train that we shouldn't be questioned, and I could use a hand. So, if you want to help, you certainly can.
I'm sorry, hopefully you won't think that I was listening in, but I overheard that you work for the Council of 12?
Indeed, which is why we can kind of do what we want.
Okay. And that's why I'm a little bit more inclined to trust you and your friends.
As you should.
Yeah,
I
you
think-
better.
Yeah, or else!
Or else.
Well, I do not know a lot about your house, but my sense is that your dragon mark at the least does allow for some useful detection. Do you have magical skills beyond that?
Yes, and I was trained as an inquisitive.
Indeed.
For my house, sort of.
Well, we would certainly appreciate the help. Like you, we do not really know the nature of what we are dealing with, or even if there is a threat, but we received a tip. Is that what they call it?
An anonymous
Yes,
tip.
Mother. You're not the only one that's brought up concerns about this train.
What have you learned so far?
Not too terribly much.
Scant information that Lob believes is unreliable due to the source.
You said you wanted to go check the cargo?
Yeah. I think a good game plan is you and I go into the whatever it's called. I know it starts with an S. Anyway,
Steerage.
Steerage.
steerage, yeah. I'm like, I know there's a word.
It's like storage.
Storage for steer.
Yeah.
And have Mother stay outside as our not lookout because we are well within our jurisdiction.
Hold on. Jamie, are you actively patrolling?
I am. I'm actually moving my
That is
token
amazing.
10 feet every 10 seconds.
That is
Wow.
amazing.
Oh, I'm zoomed in too far.
I love
So
it.
I'm actually on my way back. I'm going to be passing these guys in a second.
Yep, I
When he
just
passes
saw
us, I want to stick my foot out.
that.
Sleight of hand, stick my foot out to trip him.
Well, you gotta wait about 30 seconds.
All right.
But can I, okay,
Keep
okay.
talking. Keep talking.
So, from what the rumor is that this train is to be used for a weapon. We don't know how, we don't know by who, we don't know why, but I have a feeling it has to do with the kingdom.
Suspected possibility is dangerous magical device.
Hmm. Do you know how these ships,
Have any of-
the train works?
All right, the door opens.
Sorry, have any of you thought about getting off the train before it becomes a weapon?
Well, we still have 24 hours at this point, or 23 and a half hours at this point, so we still have plenty of time to investigate. And I think there's one more stop before it gets. You get your butt back here! I'm tripping you. You ain't getting away from me. I'm gonna finish my sentence first.
Both of you make a dex check.
It's a
Okay.
sneak attack.
Yeah, would it be
Dex save.
sleight of hand, or does it
Well,
have to be?
It would be
I'm
an
trying to be
unarmed
sneaky
strike,
about
actually. It would be an unarmed strike.
So how do I do that?
So,
Just dex.
I would just roll strength and add your proficiency.
Dog.
So did it add my proficiency already?
No, so
19
your
plus
proficiency would be 2.
23.
So that would hit. Now, Lob, you need to make a athletics check. Or I'll do acrobat or athletics, whichever is higher.
Fuck!
Oh man! Right at the last minute. But I will say, he does not fully trip. He just kind of like
Stumbles.
does the stuttle step.
All right.
So
I
he doesn't
swear,
get on his
and
face.
I go, what the fuck, Seth?
And look at him. I just smile and
I
continue
just
talking.
glare. And
Anyway.
then I'm like, who the hell are these guys talking to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think.
Marinor raises her eyebrows.
That was Lob. Safi does not usually trip random strangers.
Not usually.
Yes, we have a
Not
very
usually.
close. We have a very close relationship. It's kind of like a sibling type deal. Obviously, we're not siblings.
Yeah, because Rachel. So you can see. I'm gonna just zoom in on. Lob is an orc, like a full orc. Mother is a warforged, which is like metal, stone, wood. He's like a sentient robot kind of. And then Saf. Nope, that's
Saf.
you.
That's me.
So Saf has very like red hair. Was there something about your eyes? I can't remember.
I think they're gold. Let me look. They're orange with golden sparkles.
Yeah. So very, very unique eyes. Not necessarily something
Our whole
you
group
would
is
see too often. Yeah.
If I knew how to wiggle my eyebrows in real life, I totally would, but I don't, so you can just pretend.
Because Saf tried to trip me, can I punch her in the thigh and try to give her a Charlie horse?
Oh man.
You fucking bastard.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh man.
Mother.
you swing out, but right at the end, she kind of jerks her leg out of the side and kind of smirks at you.
I just
She's
give
like,
her
"What, I
like
keep-"
I just give her like a fuck you look.
I just
And
smile.
I just continue on my way.
This
Dude,
is what
is like-
D&D is really all about.
Yeah, this is like last night where freaking what is it? The paladin got charmed, and so Ryan charmed him right back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
That was
saw
awesome.
that. I was
That
like
was
watching. I was like, "All right, you know what? It works. That's cool.
I've
That's
never
a smart
thought of
thing to
using
do."
it that way.
Okay, so you guys are getting ready to get up and head to the cargo cart. You can start moving your characters. You can start moving your tokens. Go ahead and move them into the dining car. You can move them all the way at the end of the dining car for now. Back at the front, and sorry, Jamie, I'm gonna totally
No, that's
agree
fine.
with you.
Completely fine.
At the front, you guys are given the manifest. So you're given some paperwork. It gives you a complete list. It doesn't have a whole lot of personal information other than like
Right.
name, destination, and their tier, right? So you have the first class cabins, you have the premier seating, you have the steerage, which is just the economy class. And so you have a full roster on everyone, and you notice right away that Tomas does not appear. And there's no, like, you don't have a good count, so it's possible that he's there under another name, but you certainly do not see the name Tomas.
Okay. That is interesting.
So as you get handed the information, the conductor turns back to you and he says, "Will this suffice?
For now, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
I will inform my crew that you are here and to offer all assistance. It is just the two of you, yes?"
No, we have 3 others with us, and I'll give them a brief description.
All right. As soon as you say that, he nods, and this little guy runs. He's a halfling. He runs to talk to the crew in the galley to pass the word along.
Okay. And then
Please.
I guess. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, please inform us if there is anything else we can do.
I will be sure to do so. And I will take my list and Dalavash, and we'll head back through the
Okay.
train.
So really quickly, what I'd like to do is I'm going to take I'm just going to make a new handout for you. All right. So I'm going to work on that, kind of getting that. What do you guys want to do right away? Now that you've got the list in your hands, what's your next move?
I guess at the moment, I'm just trying to match faces to names that we've seen on the train so far. See if there's any passengers on the manifest that we haven't seen anyone that we can attribute to them yet. Like if there's other passengers that have not shown their faces. And just looking at cargo and getting an idea how much stuff should be in storage if we were good to go piece through it. Just looking at it, looking for anything that little red flags, anything that might stand out.
Okay.
You guys left Mother behind.
Aw. Well, I probably moved the map before Mother could move.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we could do is a head count. Go around with the list and ask people their names and check them off on the list as we.
Yeah, we could do that.
So my
Go on.
question to you guys is, are you going to do that? Like, are you guys? Because it's going to take some
It's gonna take a
time.
while. The problem with doing that is we alert people that there's an investigation going on, and if we want,
Yeah,
they're gonna
that's
go.
true too.
Yeah,
Says the
they're gonna
silver-tongued dude who can't roll less than a 36 on persuasion. What?
No, I'm just saying, if you're up to no good and someone starts going through and asking for
I hear ya.
names on a list,
Yeah, if you talk to the wrong
we
one, right?
We want them to slip up so we catch them. If we, I mean, we might stop whatever they're planning, but we also don't catch them.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It is an idea. It is an option if our leads don't go anywhere. But yeah.
All right. So real quick, while you guys be thinking about really what your next move wants to be, because eventually you're probably going to have to meet up with everyone again. But I'm going to go back to here. As you guys make your way through the dining cart, you can go ahead and make your way into the steerage section. And as you walk by, you have the same people just kind of blank stares looking at you. No one really says anything. The two tabaxi that you see here appear to be in a very animated conversation with each other. But they're talking very low. Their heads are close together as they're talking, and everyone else seems to be kind of solo and on their own.
B and head to the back.
Okay.
And then whenever Mother gets here, just kind of, nod at her, post at the door, and we're gonna go in.
All right. So go
And
ahead,
then-
and I'm going to move your token for you. As you leave and you're on the little walkway. Sorry, Chris, you have a question first?
Well, first keep in mind you can detect magic through walls. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see what it is, but you'll see the magic at least.
I can't do that. Can you do that?
Well, I can't currently, but
Can
Jeremy?
if you want.
I can. No, I'm just saying. Detect magic.
but can our investigator do that?
So, really quickly, Saf, as soon as you go to the walkway, you see a very impressive lock on the cargo door.
Sting. So I'm pretty sure I have thieves' tools.
Okay?
I do have thieves' tools.
Make first an
You
investigation.
should. You're a
roll.
thief.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if he could look if it was magically trapped. Investigation.
And I'm gonna have well, there's only enough room for two of you right this second. So I am going to also do. Sorry, 1 second. I gotta set something up for Rachel's character. Okay. So yeah, both of you go ahead and make an investigate roll. So Rachel, if you look at your skills, you can roll. Just click on the word investigate or investigation. But you
21.
also get a D4, and so I will roll. I'll just roll that for you real quick. So you get an 11. Saf,
Yep.
you quickly see that this is not a normal lock. This is an arcane lock, and you see no way to pick it.
That wasn't there before, was it? Not that I'm there, but
No,
Yeah,
but it
not that
wasn't.
you're there, but no.
I mean,
as
I
far
was
as you guys
kinda
know-
there before when Delavash went in, and he didn't
Well, yeah.
seem to have any trouble.
You guys didn't see him go in there, but he said he went in there, and you all heard him say that. So you can be relatively assured that he did not.
But so I can't pick it because it's magic, so it's probably like not ritual cast, but like whatever, magic locked. Okay, so I am going to go back in.
Yeah, 1 sec. All right. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna head back. All right. So where are you? So 2 questions for you. Are you gonna tell Mother?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of you head back into the steerage cart where Mother's waiting, because Mother's probably even like waiting for you guys to go. And
Is there like a little like peek hole, like trains?
yeah,
have
doors
sometimes?
slide open. Yep.
So I would just like move out of the way and be like,
Yeah. So Mother,
at the
you can see
thing.
the lock as well. They're going to tell you that it's not a normal lock. If you want to roll like an Arcana,
now when we were in that main cart, we saw that guy get up and go leave. We don't know what cart he went to, but we did see him leave. When we were in like put in the premium.
True. The grumpy guy.
Yeah. So that is my thought, is that that will be the next place to go if Mother can't.
I
Actually, Saf, you can try to pick it. If you want, you can try.
So is it on the doorknob, or is it like a whole magical thing?
It's
Because I was just
blocking.
like,
Hmm.
how sturdy does the door look?
It's pretty sturdy.
All right. Now,
What
with
if
my
we try
best,
from the roof?
is there a thing on the roof?
Mhm.
I'm
We
just
could
wondering if we
try.
from the outside, if they're not.
That's true, and that wouldn't alarm whoever created it either.
Is that
I'm
what
not
you guys want to do?
volunteering to get on the roof of a moving train. I'm just saying it's an option.
Does it look like there's a tunnel coming up?
Well, you can't see from where you
Oh
are.
fuck, you're right. I'll do it.
But you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I'll ask her to boost me up.
All right, give me a sec.
That's a great idea. I love that.
perhaps
If I fall off, oh well.
Bye,
It's not my own
campaign.
doing. Yeah.
Perhaps
Okay.
I should try heating metal to weaken the door or lock.
In the air, man. Too late.
All right, Saf, you climb up first here, so you kind of have to step out. You're now outside of the safety guidelines, but you climb up, and now you are on the roof.
Alright. I guess I'll army style crawl to wherever it does. So is this supposed to be like the little chimney thingy?
What?
This little box?
Oh,
Oh, actually, is there a door back here?
there is a door back there.
Alright, I want to go.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
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 Ooh, someone's passing secret notes.
Yeah, you didn't hear? I'm getting on the roof, and Rachel's character is boosting me up, but she's actually throwing me off the train.
Oh.
All right, so
Throw
you're
me
up
off the
there.
train?
She was
Yeah.
a plant. You were a plant the whole time.
Yes. So, is there an entrance into the room?
Well, you don't know. There's not one on the roof, so you will have to go to the end of the train.
All right, I want to army crawl to the end of the train.
Okay. So you can do that as long as you're take your time. I'm not gonna make you roll
Yeah.
anything because really the train is pretty stable.
Okay.
So yes, you see a
Give me
ladder
a shout if
and you
see
peek over.
anything.
Will do.
Were you gonna go up to Rachel to check the back end?
No, she's just gonna wait, and if Saf calls her, she'll try to get up. But she doesn't have anyone to boost her, so.
No, there's a ladder.
Oh, there's a ladder?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to walk outside the
Alright.
guidelines. So there's a ladder to get up onto the roof.
Alright,
Okay.
she'll get antsy after a minute and go up.
Okay. All right. So there is
Oh, I'm moving the train.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I think I still left you as a
I'm
GM.
so sorry, I
actually.
lifted the roof
No
off.
problem. It's hard to get it. Let me hold on one second. I'm gonna get
Oh,
your
you're
character
strong.
token. Hold on one second to.
Are you doing
I don't
that
know my
with
own
your mind or
I
lifting?
I love and hate the layers in Roll20.
Oh, you fixed it.
Yep. Now you can move.
Okay.
Okay, so you can head over there too. So Saf, you first need to get down on this side.
Yes.
And so then you can step on over to here, and there is no lock on this door.
Cool. I'll open it.
Okay. So I'm just going to move you here, Rachel, and then we'll get rid of the roof again. And you guys can make your way inside.
So does it look immediately? Does it look like anything was with knowing that I wasn't there previously? Does it look like anything's been rummaged through? Anything's been touched? Anything like that?
You would have no earthly way of knowing that. Everything, I mean, nothing is super orderly, but it does seem to be in like discrete piles. So you see lots of crates, some actual like suitcase looking objects, but a lot of like, crates and boxes.
Is it standard to have a name tag on your luggage? In a setting like this, would every briefcase or whatever have a tag that ties it to someone?
There would probably be some of them might have some type of like, sign or something. Maybe a discrete pile has a note or something like that on it.
Okay.
Not too many would have that though.
Okay. Because I was going to say the ones that would be the most likely to contain contraband would be the ones that aren't attributed to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So that if they did get discovered, you wouldn't want your name on it.
I'm gonna TSA this bitch and start going through
So,
shit.
are you going through things?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mother.
Dalavesh isn't there to judge me.
No, I was
You'll
just
never know.
I was just trying to give you a piece of information with that
Oh,
comment.
I was gonna go through it all anyway.
Right. About this time, Lob has made his way back to where Mother is. Just
Okay.
FYI.
So, Mother, you know that there's a lock, and you know that Marinor and Saphiel have gone up and over, and so far they haven't come back. So you assume that they got in,
Or they're dead.
Yeah,
or they're dead.
flew off the train, you
I
know.
mean,
I mean, I'll look through the hole and just.
Do I see this expression from Mother? Like, oh, they're dead.
well, Mother,
has no
describe
expressions.
describe what
Showing
you're
your
doing
Saphiel.
right now. As Lob approaches you, what are you doing right now?
Just kind of sitting there motionless. Semi-power save mode.
Blocking
Kind
the
of.
door.
Oh, yeah. That's
But yeah,
not
that's
too
when-
suspicious.
Are you blocking the door, or are you sitting
No,
where you're sitting?
Sitting down where I am now.
Oh, that's
Okay.
what I asked you to do.
So doors are closed. You just don't see sign of Saphiel and Marinor. Lob, you approach Mother.
Alright. He's in power down mode.
Not quite, no,
Standby.
but just kind of standing there.
He's
Yeah.
in standby
Are
mode.
you standing there or not? Or you're sitting?
Sitting in standby. Sit by.
Alright. I look over to him and like, where's Staff?
Kind of shrug.
Point up.
I lean in closer. Where's Staff?
Hopefully not off the train.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I'm kind of a whisper. She went up on the roof because there was a lock, a chain lock.
Who was that you were talking to before?
Oh, that was the investigator person who, what's his name? The dude who came on with the short party.
How do you know that she wasn't an assassin or something? What the fuck?
Well,
Mother?
you were
And I
correct.
immediately start going for the door.
All right. As you head out, sorry.
Yeah,
Did you
and
wanna-
I leave Mother to explain to Thin Air.
Lob, the first thing that you see is you see a giant lock that, by the way, is still locked.
Okay, but it's a door, right?
What's that?
It's still a door, right?
Yeah,
All right, I bust that motherfucker in.
you can try.
But
Now
why
that
would they
wasn't
wait-
there before because Dalavash was in this room,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do also see a ladder on to the right of you.
But it's Lob.
By the way, I'm
mean-
not a Dex character, so
Explaining to
Can
thin
I
air.
see this? Can I see him through the little window?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
it's
going
gonna
to ask you. I was going to ask you, staff. I need to know because this is going to take some time. So you
Yep.
guys are currently doing two things that are going to take some time,
Yep.
potentially.
Yep.
Dove and Dalavash are considering
Well, I think
interviewing,
we're
or
on
at
our way
least doing
back
head
through the
counts.
train to find people anyway. Yeah, we're doing head
Right.
counts for
So you should be coming here soon if you're heading back. You would not have seen anyone and you just kept going. Why don't you guys go ahead and move your character tokens down to the steerage cart right at the entrance. You so I need to know, Saf, where are you and Rachel starting? Are you going to start at the front? You're going to start at the back? And I'm going to say you're going to work your way down. Now, one of you could take one side, one of you could take the other, and that would kind of speed things up. But I just need to know where you're starting.
Yeah, I was thinking starting in the middle, and I'll go north, and she can go south, or vice versa,
Okay.
whatever's.
So put your token where you're searching.
And then I'm gonna finger guns to Lob
This is a long.
when I see you through the window.
So I'm going to put you, Rachel, here. So, Rachel, you're searching here, south, and you, Safi, are heading north. But you do, I'm going to say you do, Lob, you see Safi, because there's a big window, and, you can bang or whatever, I don't know.
Actually,
That's what she said.
but do I see what's her name?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not super light in here. It's a little dark. There are some very small dimmed, ever burning lanterns in here, but this is not really an area they need to keep super bright. So it is kind of dim. So you
But I
know
see
there's
Saf.
someone else, but you do see Saf.
I'm still gonna force the door.
You can try.
Right.
Here's the thing. Are you going to try and force the lock, or are you going to try and force the door?
The door.
hold the door. Hold the door.
And what are you
Door.
using?
My beefy arms.
And how are you using those beefy
Just gonna
arms?
pound on it like this,
No, I'm gonna try to
gorilla style.
break the hinge by.
Wait, we're trying not to attract attention to ourselves, and he's gonna bust open the door.
Well,
Welcome to
Yeah.
law.
Yeah, welcome to Lob.
You guys don't tell me
Marilla is waving
anything.
her hand.
Use a blunt
No,
instrument.
No.
I mean,
She's holding a finger.
Mother didn't fill me with confidence that Saf was safe.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't
but
stop
we're
to hear
in,
my
we gotta-
explanation.
Yeah, but you can see her now.
Search this thing.
Yeah.
We want to search this thing before somebody, hears us, or some guards, or somebody comes by.
All right. Lob, go ahead and...
I'm probably gonna fail anyway, so.
We do have authority over them, so if they ask, we can tell them to shut up.
True.
Are there any?
Go ahead and
attendants
roll-
in this back
roll
of the
your
train?
attack.
Okay.
Roll, what am I rolling? Just strength or athletics or?
What about the
Uh,
other passengers?
Okay, so objects, I'm assuming you're trying to destroy it.
No, I'm just trying to force it open.
So, I mean...
So yeah,
there's-
break the lock, but not break
Yeah.
the door.
That's what I was asking. Are you going to
all
try
right,
and
all right.
break the lock, or are you going to try
Yes,
and break
yes,
the door?
I'm trying to break the lock. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So, are you using any tools?
No,
Okay. So, are you just going to like beat on it with your fists?
no, I'm just trying to
Okay.
Trying to rip
Make
the
your
lock
strength
off.
rip
check.
it open. Like,
Sure.
He's got his
Make your
feet
strength
planted
check.
against the
Dynamite
door
it.
jam, and he's pulling.
I in previous editions of D&D, they did have
Yeah, you could force an
Open
arcane
doors.
lock, but it was like a really high roll or something.
right.
Well, they actually
DLG.
do in 5th edition too. So, a lot of things, depending on the materials, they actually have damage thresholds. And if you don't exceed the damage threshold, all you do is scuff it.
Nice.
Well, I'm not trying to I'm trying to force it.
That's why I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're doing. But to force the lock, now, do you want to roll and investigate first, or you just want to try and rip it off?
No, I'm trying to brute strength it, open the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. So roll it would be a strength roll.
Investigated. I forgot to ask. Did I think it was trapped? I got a 21, but
Too late.
we moved along.
You would have, and you don't think it
Hey,
was
I'm either going to succeed or fail. So
right. It seems like an incredibly sturdy lock.
And with arcane
all right,
lock,
my 22 doesn't budget.
Not even a little.
Can I open the door from the inside?
No,
Just
because
like-
the lock has been installed. Now, Saf, it's a magic.
Oh,
yeah.
so I can't like open it from the inside
It
either.
is
It's not
not.
like
It is not a
Huh.
part of the door. This was added. It is external. It was secured through the place on the door, and it does not. You know that it was magical.
I
I think the only person that can open it is the one that put it there.
Yeah, I think so. If it's an arcane lock, yeah. So Dalavash and I have shown up, and I want to say to him, was that?
So
Locked
you see.
earlier?
So you see
No,
Law.
I'm like grunting, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him right there.
Yeah.
And
I'm just
Madani,
gonna watch an amusement.
Mother is explaining something to thin air.
I snap my fingers and try to get one of the train attendants over.
Oh, you're
What train attendant?
I don't know. Are there any back here?
there goes being stealthy.
We have.
There's no train attendants. They don't come back to the low class car.
Not the steerage. You
Ah,
could
yeah,
you
you're
could
right.
send or summon for
Hmm.
one. Make an investigate, Dove.
Oh, I will do that. There it is.
All right. You find that there is, however, a call button. There's similar to what you guys had in your
Yeah, we're in our quarters.
your cabin. There is a button that you can hit, and it will ding
So,
for the flight attendants, right?
Lob, do you need assistance? And I've got my finger hovering over the button.
What-
I can get us in that room.
I look through the window at Saf, and
I don't
like,
know if she's in there yet, so I don't think I know.
I'm
What-
not sure
what
there's
does-
an assist.
how does she respond to me failing to rip open the door?
She was laughing at you.
Then I give her.
I'm
All
gonna-
right,
no.
it's your death, and I
I'm
flip
gonna-
her the bird.
No, I'm
and I
gonna
start
laugh at
walking
you.
off.
I'm gonna
Nope,
laugh at
walking
you.
off.
Don't
Nope,
you get to say
nope,
no.
Nope, walking off.
Fine.
Walking it
Fuck
off.
you. Whatever.
All right.
Nope,
Mother, what's going on
I
in
don't
there?
need any help whatsoever, and neither does Saf. So leave her to her own death.
Good. I hope and you feel bad, motherfucker.
I just look at Mother. I say, "Can you explain what's going on?"
Yeah, I'm thoroughly confused.
I feel like
Possibly.
I arrived at the second act of a 3-act play here. I don't know what's going on.
So you
It
guys,
was
you guys
definitely Othello.
are kind of causing a commotion, and this guy kind of is looking, seeing what's going on, and then he turns to you, or he says to you, Dove, excuse me.
Yes, can I
And he's
help you?
kind of looking. he's motioning to like get by you.
I duck. I duck.
I'll step aside. I don't know what's going on yet.
I think
Bonus
there's
action
toilets
hide.
back
I
here.
say, excuse me,
Okay.
before you step
so
by
yeah,
and I look at the
he knocked-
manifest. Your name, please?
Oh, sure.
There is a toilet behind you, you know.
Yeah, that's why I
He,
stepped to the
he
side.
turns to you with a confused look on his face, and he says, "What was that?"
I said, name, please, so I can check you off my list.
He
Make sure
kind
you're
of
an authorized
like
rider of this
nods,
train.
and he says, "Yorin,"
I look for his name on the list.
and you find it.
All right, I'll make a little check mark on it.
Okay,
Is his name Urine because he has to pee?
Yorin, but no, clever. So he does kind of stop here and kind of looks out because you guys have been going in and out, and he's like whatever, and then he heads to the head.
All right. So since Mother hasn't exactly filled me in yet, I wanna. After he goes in there, I wanna go to the car. And I look through the
I'm
window.
gonna make a note that hey, that lock that's on the door wasn't there when I came through the first time.
Is there any way to tell how recent it is, or? I mean, obviously it's recent because
Yes, you asked Alavesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
it's pretty recent.
It is recent.
Yeah, and I can't ascertain anything.
Within the last 2.5 hours.
All right. Interesting.
We saw. Were you there? We saw someone leave during the search earlier to come back here. I will say.
Lob would have seen him too, and Lob would have seen him go into the steerage.
Right, I mean,
I don't think
Wasn't it this guy in the red that's in this cabin up here? Was it that guy?
Yes.
It was this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Mr. Grouchy.
Scowly,
The guys that's all the way up in the cabin up front here.
Scowly McScallerson.
Scowly McScallerson. That's the guy.
Alright. So now that you're all back there, and I'm moving forward,
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Nate. I'm sorry to make this so difficult for you.
Are you kidding? I love it. Galavash, quickly, the door kind of opens and you kind of are forced to step aside. And he kind of looks at you and gives you guys just the weirdest freaking look as he kind of squeezes back and he sees Dove out there and he just shakes his head. And he decides he's going to move up here.
Good for him.
Smart move.
Yep.
Do I
Less
see
you know,
them
the better.
fishing around in there?
Yeah, if you look through, you can see them. So Saf is just going to town, she's being TSA, and this is going to take some time. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a couple hours. If you're splitting the
If
cabin,
they're
and you're working
thorough.
from the middle
Yeah.
out. There's just a ton of shit, and the problem is some of this stuff is sealed. So if you are going to want to go through it, you're going to have to open it.
Yeah, that's like.
Do you have a pry bar or crowbar?
I only
you
have
do.
thieves' tools. I'm pretty sure. Go crowbar and a hammer.
I have
Boom.
I have a crowbar too.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Great sword.
You guys can do it.
A
It's
crowbar.
definitely going to take you some time.
And I mean, when we're going through it, I mean, it's gonna take time anyway. If it isn't suspicious, I'm gonna not be TSA and actually put things back nicely and make it. I mean, you might know I rummaged it, but at
You
least you're still
destroyed
on
the
your
case,
shit.
but you've put it all back in there at least.
Yeah, like when people steal things and they think they're sneaky, but the top is completely ripped open. Yeah.
I might
All right,
do
so real quick, let's take a quick break, a little
Yes.
bathroom break, drinks, whatever. But be thinking about what the rest of you are doing while they're spending the couple hours going through everything. All right.
Finn. It's Finn the Bitter. Hey, Niblet. Hey. What are you doing? Why aren't you on the back of my chair? You were earlier. What are you doing? So yeah, it's definitely Roll20 is still laggy when I'm streaming to YouTube, even on the laptop.
Ah,
I still have to ping it occasionally to get it to update. I think it's it might just be traffic in the house too, because it's doing better now. Earlier it was kind of bad, and Jared was downstairs playing Xbox. So I wonder if it has to do with people in the house just running more devices. That may be something I can't avoid. But I don't think what they did to the cable the other day is actually making any difference.
Ah.
And the ping numbers are coming up the same. So I don't know. But, you know, short of them like dealing with the entire town having too much bandwidth, I don't know what else I can do about that.
How's the laptop? Are you on the laptop?
Yeah. I was just telling Chris, it's definitely Roll20 is still lagging. I don't know if I'm disappearing, but it's definitely, if somebody says I haven't moved to here, I have to.
I haven't
ping it.
noticed you. Oh nope, nah, I take that back. I lied. You just
now?
disappeared.
That's funny.
You haven't roboted at least, though.
No, that's the more important part, because there are a couple times that you would start to say something and then like it would cut out. You wouldn't quite robot, but there would definitely be like a silence, and we could tell you were talking, but then it would cut back in like 3 or 4 seconds later, and we wouldn't be able to know what you had said.
Right. Well, I was just telling Chris, with all the stuff that they did to the cable the other day, I haven't noticed any difference as far as bandwidth goes. Sunday I ran the game on the laptop and it was fine. Like Roll20 would update as soon as somebody did something. I didn't have to ping it or do anything to make it update. But I also wasn't streaming YouTube in the background. So, I mean, it may just come down to I can't be the one who streams YouTube, unfortunately. Especially with other adults in the house that use the, internet.
Right.
Because, like I said to Chris, it was much worse when we first started, but Jared was downstairs playing Xbox. And now he was just down there, like, I think playing with his phone. So, now that he's not using the TV or the Xbox...
But does he do anything online?
No, but the Xbox is online when it's on. And when the TV's on, the Roku box is technically on because it's powered by the TV. So I mean, it's probably not taking a lot of signal, but it's doing something.
You don't have the basic package, do you?
I have the 100 down and whatever. Which I don't know if that's the basic one or what.
Did you guys notice that I sound clearer tonight?
You have your new mic?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's in the shot.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yep.
We're a bunch of pros.
Except
I ended up getting it on a
you have
lighting
the
stuff.
you have the foam thing on it and the thing.
Yeah. You don't need both. I actually took both of them off. I'm just running.
Oh, really?
I'm just running the straight mic now.
I'm just running it with the
Right here.
with the foam on it because the I don't know what they call it. the
Screen thing.
screen thing was getting in my way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is pretty big.
I didn't notice if it was doing that much of a difference, so I just took them both off so it wasn't oppressively in front of me.
Well, I noticed without the foam, microfoam, whatever you call it, it was wicked sensitive. And it seemed with the foam on it, it seems to be not picking up absolutely everything in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
exactly.
Yeah, no.
You shut up.
No, you shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up. I will turn this car around. That fucking hurt.
I'm starting to be afraid of you.
Why ever would you be afraid of me?
My roles are making me afraid of you.
Gang, gang.
Just my roles.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why we're
All
best
right.
friends, though.
All right, everyone looks to be back. I think Rachel just messaged me. She's going to be back in just a second. All right, so it is getting really late,
Yeah.
and you
All
guys
time.
know that you have time to maybe take a long rest. For those of you that want to switch out spells, you can do that. But you also know that if you were going to interview passengers, waking them up in the middle of the night, probably
Right.
not so good.
Right.
But having access them during the day as they maybe head to the dining car and things like that be a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's actually probably what we would be doing now anyway. Let
Yeah,
them rummage through
like
the
you said.
stuff while we're sleeping.
The question is, do we want to tip them off that the 12 are on members of the 12 are on board and
Yeah.
interviewing
mean,
people?
If we
They've
came
already
up
been
with a good story.
They've already been disrupted by the train stoppage.
And the banging.
So what we do is we set it up as a Q&A. It's like, hi, we represent the train transit authority. We just want to make sure that your ride has been adequately peaceful, and despite the brief interruption, we'd like to take a quick survey.
Well,
We would like to
I'm
take
gonna
your
let
complaints.
Captain Charisma handle that one.
Yeah, Captain Charisma.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's not me.
It's not me.
Oh, we know that.
No, you're Captain Mansplain.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Captain punch you in the face.
As the night goes on, I'm going
So,
to return
yeah.
to my seat in stowage, where
Okay.
I found empty before, and I'm gonna sit down and lean against the wall with my head against the window and slowly nod off.
And I'm going to
All
my
right.
room to sleep.
I feel
All right.
karma. I just feel karma.
So, anyone that's going, go ahead and move your token back to your cabin, or if you're going to try and sleep in another area, move it wherever you're going to rest for the night.
Get into my
And I'm
sleeping
assuming that Saf and Marinor, you two are going to just continue searching, right?
Sleep during the day or whenever.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's back in their cabins. All right. So the two of you in the cargo car. You're able to kind of go through, and I'm assuming that you're trying to be somewhat careful. You're not just busting things open. You're trying to probably do it so that you could, theoretically put it back and
Yes.
make it look as if nothing. So it's probably going to take you about, I would say up to 4 hours if you're being careful, just to kind of scour through everything. So you guys manage to really go through every single item And while you do find a lot of stuff, nothing stands out as obvious. But Saf, you took the north route, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What kind of skills? There's no appraisal anymore, is there?
No, there isn't.
I have.
No, there isn't.
I mean, it's kind
I
of
can
investigate, I guess.
I'm gonna have you. Yeah, give me.
Because appraisal used to be intelligence based, so
Yeah.
I know
Could
this
just do a
isn't,
straight up intelligence check.
Shadowrun, but I have starting an eye for detail. Starting at 3rd level, you can use a bonus action to make a wisdom perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an intelligence investigation check to uncover or decipher clues. So I know it's not clues, but I don't know if that's investigation type thing would be helpful. I'm looking anyway.
Roll a investigate with advantage, Saf.
Good. 21.
Okay. So you don't find anything like obviously nefarious. But what you do find are some very illicit goods.
Cocaine.
Crack cocaine!
You know that there are just and then this is where appraisal. What's your background, by the way?
she's a house agent, I think, or a house.
Did you take?
Yeah.
As me.
For Civis. House agent investigation.
All right. I'm gonna say that it is going to be like the equivalent of a drug. It is an illicit substance. It is it was clearly tried to be hidden because you found it in more of a secret compartment. On top is regular trade goods like silks and other things and like ornamental jewelry and things like that. A lot of different
deep weed. When you smoke it, it allows you to see into the ethereal.
Ooh, all right. I like it. So yeah, there's quite a lot of it, and you see right away that it is this is one of the few that are marked, and you know that it belongs to Remen. Basically, poor man's Tim Curry.
Poor man's Tim Curry.
Yeah, you weren't here yet when he.
I don't think you were here yet. This dude.
I said he looked like the guy. Looked like he was played by Tim Curry.
Like a young Tim Curry.
Oh, all right.
And
Maybe like a
Look
Hispanic.
through. All my clues are lining up here. That's the guy, man. That is the guy.
I mean, he's
Okay,
rooming
so-
with the guy who's really stingy, grouchy.
Hey,
Is it-
guy.
is it enough to take out?
What do you mean?
Like, if I could take all of it?
We're talking like a pretty significant amount. Like it is multiple crates full. There's
Okay.
no way you could carry it all yourself.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit on the crates where they are and just kind of wait until the next day when people come, and then that's when I will tell them, and we will get the authorities.
All right.
We are the authority, but we will get them to be like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Supports even more that the kingdom's doing fucked up shit.
Yeah, what
Alright.
would the purpose of that be?
Oh, I wish I was there now.
I did ask. All right. So, you guys are going at it for like a good 4 hours. Probably a little bit longer because of the whole just climbing over and talking and all the other things that went on.
Lob said you were sleeping. You said you were sleeping on the glass. Are you sleeping on the door, or are you sleeping where your character is?
He's just leaning.
I'm on this bench, but I'm kind of leaned up against the wall, and my face is kind of like on the window.
Okay, so I can't like. Oh fuck! I want to fuck with you. Okay, no, it's fine. I was gonna knock.
Come on, man.
I was gonna knock. I was gonna say I want to knock on the door and like the glass to see if you would hear. But then I was like, I could just climb on the roof, climb on the other roof, hang off, and knock on the window.
That would require a lot of.
I know. I'm just saying.
I mean, don't you have like prestidigitation or thaumatology? You cast any spells?
I'm a rogue, bro.
Never
I don't
mind.
got shit.
Never mind.
Yeah, no. So I might attempt to like knock on the glass to see if it gets like Lob's attention, but if it doesn't, I'm just gonna wait until people wake up.
Are you guys
out there?
More drool comes out of my mouth.
I'm assuming that you two are leaving.
You're fucking nasty. I'm not leaving. I'm staying there until they come back.
You're okay. Well, then it's going to be a little bit of time. So I'm going to say that. Okay.
I mean, my partner in crime can do whatever she would like to do, but I'm going to elect to stay.
Are we taking a long rest right now?
You are.
Some of us are.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of us.
Wink, wink.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not until you guys come back.
If we take the drugs, do we have to take a long rest?
That's a good question. We're not gonna do it though. I wouldn't let you, but it's a good question.
Are you good?
Okay, daylight.
I'll wait and see. Yeah.
Staying with me, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It'd be so nice if I could just do all that at once. Instead of panel by panel. But,
Nighttime for us again?
no, I needed the sparks back there at the back. I went to the wrong layer. Okay, so daytime. Those of you who wanted to switch out your spells, you were free to do so. And you guys have all had your long rest. And Dove, you noticed right away that Saf never returned.
Okay. Well, I figure she's rummaging. Oh, well, it's been 8
It
hours
would have been
for
8
us.
hours.
So if they only worked for 4 hours, she might have shown up in the middle
No,
of the rest.
I purposely stayed there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that is
So you would
unusual.
know I'd never came
All right.
back.
Then I'm
Yeah, and
gonna-
you guys probably could have found taken some of the blankets off of some of the cargo and grabbed some sleep after you're done searching.
Well, let's see. I'm probably gonna go out, start heading back to see if she's found
Okay.
anything, where she is.
Now I would have assumed you would have probably only taken like a 6 hour. You'd only need a 6 hour
Well, 6 hours,
for a long
yeah,
rest. Yeah.
because we don't have.
That's why I was
boxes
thinking it
to-
would only been like a 2 hour difference, not a 4 hour difference.
Wait, did we arrive in the next city?
No, we
So
didn't.
you skipped right by it.
Yeah.
So the next stop will be Korth, in which case they're gonna have to stop.
Yeah. How long do we have before we get there?
If you want to check in with like the crew, it was about 9 hours, so you've only got about 3 hours before the next stop.
Who has stone? Do we still have the sending stone?
I don't think anyone has.
No.
Or we had to
Sending-
meet someone.
Yeah, that you use that to start this to talk to your handler. But that was at the fort in Carlacton.
No, I thought we had one. No, that was the other game. Sorry.
Yeah. I want to come back to where Lob is probably
Okay.
just waking up.
I'm waking up and sharpening my sword.
Staff done in there yet?
I'm casting Detect Magic as a ritual and then
Holding it.
going back there and looking at things as I go, I guess,
Oh,
but
that's for 10
mostly
minutes,
looking
right?
into that car.
You see quite a bit of magic along the way.
Whole train lights up.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, yes. But you also know that there is magic coming from this guy, these two, this guy, and then, as you head back, there is something in the cart for sure.
And I forget, does it say what school it is?
I think it does
Yes.
with study. or
Lots of different. So I want to look closer. Can you link it in chat for me? Oh, you did. Perfect. Within 30 feet of you. You can use. Oh, okay. So you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and you can learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by. Oh, buddy! It is blocked by
An inch of
1 foot
common
of
metal.
stone
metal.
and an inch of common metal. So.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't see anything from the cargo. Did you stop to investigate any of the people along the way?
Could I get a sense of the shape of the magic things, maybe? Like, can I I guess maybe take a look at what the school of the magic is, but can I get a sense of the shape of the object from this, or just there's magic there? There's just kind of a cloud there, indistinct.
That's a great question.
It says you just sense the presence of magic. It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah. If you sense, you can use your action
Oh,
to
it says
see a
in-
faint aura. So yeah,
Faint
all you're
aura,
seeing
yeah.
is an aura. You can learn its school of magic, and so for the most part, as you passed everyone, it just looked like transmutation.
Okay, probably nothing dangerous. I would think it'd be evocation or something if it's a weapon.
Potentially.
Okay. Well, then, when I get back there, I think I will then cast. Hopefully, this will work. Depends on interpretation.
Find traps. What do you think is trapped? The door?
Well, if it's a bomb or some kind of magical device for causing harm, I would think it would fit the spell.
Oh, inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable. Delayed blast
Hey, I would-
fireball.
think of us, unless you're checking it for the door specifically. I think we would have already triggered the trap while we were going through everything in the room.
We might be taking this too literally too.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we-
As you lean forward and cast your spell, you're kind of focusing on like the cargo cart, and you get a completely overwhelmingly massive premonition that there is a trap
Oh,
in the cargo cart.
well. So much for thinking we overthought it, Brian.
In something.
Wow. Okay.
It is
Stand corrected.
staggering.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, then.
All right,
Bring
we can-
myself down.
Let me know. We can stop the train.
Can I? So, are the two of them up yet in that car?
Two of who?
Safi and why do I
There's
keep forgetting?
they're still in there, and so like, are you guys asleep?
No, I was waiting for people to wake up. I probably
Okay.
would have maybe dozed
So
off,
yeah,
but,
you
like,
would probably be watching the window, and so you see Mother, and you can like wave. There's no windows in that car, but there's the window in the front and the back, and so there's a little bit more light than there has been.
What if it's under the train? Under the train car.
Well, you don't know he knows yet,
Yeah.
but neither of you know he knows yet. So just that's player knowledge. Keep it character knowledge.
My bad.
So only at this point, Mother hasn't said anything.
Right.
No one knows but Mother.
So, I guess Doug is there.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'll kind of offhandedly say there's something in there.
And by something you mean
Dangerous.
dangerous.
Device.
Are you sure?
Meant to cause harm. I'll go and kind of rap on the window of that car and try to.
I will put my
mouth.
hand on Mother's shoulder, spin him around, and say, "Should I stop the train?" He just kind of went, "Oh yeah, there's something really dangerous in this car." No, do I stop the train?
Mother, make an insight. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Okay. You're definitely familiar with the spell. You've probably even used the spell before. It may not be one that you use a lot. Never, ever have you felt what you felt. Like, you know, when you read the description of the spell, when it says something you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. It is staggering,
So in
the
order for it
effect.
yeah.
You've never felt anything this powerful, ever.
Well, at the least, permission to search the car if they probably can't get through the lock, though, but maybe we should stop it.
I'll turn around and start heading for the engine. Post
Okay.
haste.
That or we'll have to go up and over like those two did and go in.
The call button doesn't just radio the engine; it actually just calls somebody to me, right?
Yeah,
All right, so it'd be quicker to just head to the engine.
it might be.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. If I have to run, I'm running.
Okay, so
Perhaps a quick stop.
all right. So while you're heading there, we've got some people are waking up and heading for breakfast. A little brecky break.
I go whipping
So
through the cab.
do
Pardon me, coming through.
did
Yep.
did I know the name? Like, I know the bag name of who had the illicit shit. Do I know who that person is? Like, can I put two and
Yeah.
two together, or I don't?
There aren't necessarily pictures
Okay.
that went along with it. But if you and Dove are able to get together, Dove's got a passenger manifest and you've got the name.
I can't now, so.
Right.
I was just gonna go up to the glass and make like an angry face and be like, I don't know. Be like, find the dude, but I shall wait.
Oh yeah, look at all the people in these cars all of a sudden. Coming through! Do they stop me in the galley?
No. They recognize you. You guys. Sorry, my mom was texting me. I had to text her back. So yeah, no, you're able to go right on through. So you make it back to the cabin, and the conductor once again, approaches you, and he says, "Yes, have you? How may we assist?"
Stop the train. We have reason
he
to believe
just
there
kinda looks
is
at
a
you.
threat in the cargo compartment.
Oh, are you sure this is something we must do?
I highly advise it at this moment.
He turns. The other guy even kind of leans over and he kind of looks, and he talks to like one of his engineers, and he says,
I'll worry about the paperwork. Just pull the brake.
he sighs. There is a cutoff close where we will not impede traffic. May we wait until then?
How close?
He says, Sana, how close? And Sana checks like a map and does some like calculations, and he's got a compass and shit. And he says, we'll be there within moments.
All right.
Probably 20 minutes.
All right. I'll stay in the cabin, but we can do that.
Okay. He resumes control. Oops, no, not there. There you go. So he sits back down, and he's communicating closely with, and everyone in here is springing to action and checking things. They're checking schedules and all kinds of things, and they're talking back and forth. So you're doing that. You're in the top. Mother, have you told anyone except for Dove? Well, actually, I'm assuming you all know now, because you guys were right there, right?
Yeah.
And
okay.
I did kind of mouth through the window, if I could, kind of.
Pointing at a box, be like, we found something.
So Saf is miming she found something. I don't know what Mother's mouthing.
You need to help me?
Want a motion
man.
want a motion to them to
There you go. I've been waiting for that.
get out of there.
Like, come on. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna make like a just like a mental note of the name of the stuff,
Okay.
and then head towards
Ooh.
out.
Can I
right,
detect
instead
magic
of-
through the window? Actually.
So it's you can, right? So you could kind of peek through the window. So like you could go where they're standing. So like you could. I'm just gonna move you guys over here for a sec. You could
Okay.
go right here, Mother, and you could cast detect magic. But all you're gonna see is, just about a 15-foot
Okay.
area. Actually, I think it's so you'll see some of it, but like you're going to be limited. You won't see the stuff that's near you. It's going to be a little bit hazy, and you're only going to get this first part of the cart. Now, having said that, Saf, this was the stuff for. Oh, switch back. This was the stuff that was Ramon, and you do not. You see some stuff, and you can take your action, and you see some more transmutation, and that's about it. Maybe alteration. I'm a little shaky on magic schools as they apply to
me too.
items. So I'm just gonna say you probably see transmutation and alteration, maybe, but not much.
Probably some illusion.
Maybe, yeah.
Because glamour weave would probably be illusion.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of that floating around.
There probably is a lot of that. Nothing that's striking. Okay, so Saf and Marinor, you guys make it back in here. Mother's peering through the window. All right, what do you guys? Now is the time to catch everyone up and be on the same page.
I'm going to tell
Mother?
them.
Go ahead.
No, you go first. You talk first.
Mother, tell them what you found.
Oh, a trap. It's a trap. A device of some kind. Dangerous.
Oh, we just found a loss of drugs with insert name here. Hold on, I have it in my notes. Don't say it. Raymond.
Drugs.
Raymond. However fancy you say his name is the label, but there's like a shit ton of drugs. So that's probably why they have the lock, so that people don't go bugging, which means something's going on with the kingdom, probably. Do we know who that is?
Brian or Galavash, you have the manifest, and you are able to look it up, and you see Ramon del Evrica. And then if you guys check,
That's the young Tim Curry, right?
Yes, it is.
Lob is just not going to say anything. He's going to lean back with a, like a cat that ate the canary kind of grin.
All right.
Smug motherfucker.
All right. So,
Don't think it's that, though.
all right. So, you kind of share. You know that at least the stuff that Safi found did belong to him. When you do look at the manifest, the information on Ramon del Evrica, it talks about him potentially being in massive amounts of debt, or at least that's what the rumors
Right.
say.
Which
In
means
that
when he's
handout
in
we
debt
got-
to his debtors, he's willing to do anything to get himself out of it.
So he's probably
What
drug
is it?
smuggling.
Contacts.
So that other guy might be either with him or a part of the people that he works for to make sure that the drugs get where they need to go.
Maybe. Or if he's rich, he's just someone that works for him.
He's a gambling addict, apparently.
Well, I think that's now on the back burner because apparently there's a trap that we need to get taken care of first. And then this is
I'm
when
wondering
Rachel
if
sets
it's
her
under
idea.
the train car or in the, because if we look through all the cargo, what if it's under or like in the ceiling or like in the train itself?
Did it have was the roof flat and it looked like there was space between the roof and the top of the train, or it was just like the top of a train you would see?
Make an intelligence check. Well, I mean, you guys could look up. Okay, so there's not really much different from the cargo car to here. There's not. It doesn't look like it's possible for there to be much room in the roof. I mean, it's not super thick, right? Especially like when you get into the other cars, right? When you get into like the premium, there's a more decorative roof, but here in steerage and the cargo, it's just a metal roof.
We didn't see anything. You're probably right. It's probably underneath, so they want to blow up. Well, we don't know what's blowing up. It could not be blowing up, but it just seems like it's.
Yeah.
So the detect magic
Or yeah.
No,
Sorry.
you go talk. I need to read.
No, I was speculating if it's a trap. Maybe it's, it is in the room, but we weren't meant to be, like, it's not for us, But, or it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm speculating here. Keep talking. You go.
So find traps, Mother. Is that a first level spell?
Second.
Second. Oh, okay. So you wouldn't know if you wouldn't be able to do it in every car, because I'm wondering if it's just specifically this car, or if there's one on every car.
You can't pinpoint
Well-
with it, can you? Or can you?
Correct. All I know is it's within 120 feet, I guess, which
Yep.
actually
Oh, so
covers the dining car. So I could cast it in another car, I guess.
do we know that it was illuminating from the cargo one?
No, he just knows it's within 120 feet, I think.
Okay. So theoretically, you said it could be the cargo car, or it could be the dining car, you said? It could be that it goes that far?
It is rather suspicious that there's now suddenly a lock on this car, though.
Well, if they put a
Yeah,
lock on
I
it because
think-
of
I
the
think we know
drugs,
who put it-
Might be because of the drugs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he is in debt to that guy or the kingdom for some reason, and the kingdom or that guy wants to sell his shit, it makes sense they want to lock it up. But because why would they put a lock on a door if the trap isn't in the room?
True. Well, it could be unrelated. Again,
Right.
that wasn't
That's
the
what
guy
I'm
we
thinking.
saw who left during the search, who was allowed back here.
But they're together.
Yeah, they're together.
Yeah.
True. Do we know that?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
they're
guess.
rooming
Yeah,
together,
we've
and they've been
observed
together
it.
the entire time.
And now we have a manifest.
Yeah, and from the manifest, you would see that they're both sharing one of the first class cabins at the very front of the train.
Would it
And
be
so,
possible
you
to look
know-
under the...
Well, once it stops, yeah.
Maybe when it stops. So you guys
Not that.
know that it's Remen del Avrica and Dakin Corell. So
Is that
Mr.
the-
Sourpuss,
Yeah, Sourpuss.
his name is Dakin Corell.
We might have discussed this and I might have missed it. At the very end of the find trap spells, it says you don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by the trap you sense. So do we know if it's an explosion, or was Mother able to ascertain that?
So the general nature is that so I would say Bill merely yeah, and so it says you would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, Glyph of Warding, or so you do know the area. You know that it is in the cargo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
At least because of the 120-foot rule, you only sense something in the cargo at this point. so the general nature of the danger pose, I'm going to say that the general nature that you sense is I'm going to say disease.
Ooh. Nasty.
So, and you said I can kind of peer down from where I am and see below the car really while it's moving?
It's hovering, right?
Just kind of crane my head down there.
So while we've been doing this, has the train stopped yet?
Not. I think it's 20 minutes.
Not just yet. So while you guys have been talking, they're getting close.
Is Doug returning?
No, I'm staying with the engine until it stops. Nate reading the chat.
Yeah, I am reading the chat. Armatures.
Wow.
Armatures?
Yeah. Brian, apparently you're an armature.
Apparently.
Good night, girls.
Good night.
You gotta come over here. Oh yeah, they can see now. All right, that's enough hamming it up. Thank you. All right, see ya. Love you too.
So cute.
Okay, so yeah, that's really what you sense as the nature there. So it's kind of a combination of things, disease, but you also you have this feeling of an immense area of effect.
Yeah, we gotta stop it. Which we are.
All right. As you guys are kind of thinking all this information through, and as Mother relays to you what Mother sensed, the train starts to slow, and it eventually veers off to the right,
Like a little service.
and comes to a stop after a little while.
So they're just pulling off the main rail so the trains can go by. Is what
Okay, then I'm getting off. I'll first look under the train, I guess, before looking in the car.
This will be a good place to break.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So that
And you will die.
So that I can go to my place of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll stop the stream and the recording.